I was going to put on turn.
All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Back to the grind. You haven't heard from me, but Happy New Year. Roundtable is back at it. Not that you guys haven't been working, you've been doing plenty, but
Happy January 2023.
is it? Okay.
It is for me.
Okay. All right.
Happy December 34th, Dennis.
Really?
We're just adding it until he gets to his New Year's.
That's right.
I just realized yesterday that this year is a leap year. I'm
Ooh.
like I'm not thrown off enough as it is. Just throw in the extra day.
All right. I have a special song regarding our topic today, so I'm going to play it for a second. Is that okay?
Are
Is
you
it
gonna
Elmo?
sing?
Is
It's
it Elmo?
I was
regarding
going to sing Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes.
Reunited, Peaches and Herbs.
Oh, that's a wrist
Funny.
slasher.
Okay.
We're
That's a
reunited.
wrist slasher. If
All
you were
right.
driving, if you were driving, you're just going to pull over and suck on the tailpipe. That's how bad that song is. It's like depressing. But I like it. I like it. I call them
Wow.
wrist slashers.
I just figured we're reunited, so I thought it would be fun.
Today we don't have to spend the whole time on it because I know you guys have questions outside the topic, but we were going to do a little apothecary, some home remedy stuff. It was a topic that you guys were interested in it a couple of weeks ago, last week. I don't know. It's a good
It
idea
was
just to
everywhere in the
touch.
chat.
It was a topic that was touch base on a couple of things. I did make a disclaimer that we are not doctors. We do not offer cures. We are not responsible. You are on your own if you
And
choose to do these things.
entertainment purposes only.
Entertainment only, yes.
Exactly. So, if you have any questions or anything, put them in the chat regarding natural remedies. We'll kind of hit that first, and then we'll go in and just kind of wing it and do whatever you guys want to get into. So,
I'm wearing a hat because I have bedhead. Had a early nap this morning, so
A late early?
nice.
yes.
What's a
Fashion
late
craze.
early?
Late was I didn't sleep for shit last night, and
I didn't
early nap
either.
was
Join the
back to bed
club.
at
I
7.
didn't either. It was
Well,
like
one of
sleep
these
for
things
hours.
are not like the other because I slept great last night.
Well,
But naughty 2 thumbs and slept like an angel. This girl.
This girl, it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, not this one. I was up all night long. So, but no more birthday parties for me. I am done.
It was fun. Glad it's over.
I came back to work to get a vacation. I need a vacation from my vacation. All right. So I have started some questions. I did find something very interesting. I am going to share screen with you guys about, I know I won't stay too long on it, but there are certain teas that are made to help chakras.
Mhm.
And I did not really pay attention to these. Let me see if I can.
cheese.
Not cheese, cheese.
Not cheese. You can
not
have cheese with your tea if you
cheese.
want.
T-shirts. T-shirts.
Cheese.
Let's see. I've got so many pictures here now. I have to go through them
Well,
all.
while you're looking at that, let me say that everybody probably is familiar with Barbara O'Neill.
No.
Barbara O'Neill is very good on nutrition and herbs that are good for you. And she quoted Psalm 114 that said, God gave herbs for the service of man.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Well, I always believe the Creator
V
gave
for
us.
victory? Am I moving the goalpost? What is that?
I don't know. I'm dancing.
Finger dance.
I'm
Okay.
Actually, I
exercising.
pointed at Dennis. Like me and him, we were like, have you heard of so and so? And me and him were like, no. So,
Well, she is really good, and I hear that the pharma is after her because of all the remedies she's giving.
I heard they've actually been cracking down on some YouTubers. They really have. I
Wow.
can't confirm it, but some people are saying this, and you can understand why.
Okay, this is the essential oils part
Yeah.
about the chakras and what can help each one
Hey,
if you're
Dante.
trying to do chakra improvement. But
Yeah.
there are, I won't bring them up because they're individual pictures unless you guys have a question in the chat about what tea is good for what chakra, then I'll bring up the picture. But I thought it was interesting that they've actually broken this down.
If you can, I think it'd be good to see it.
Okay.
You know,
I mean, and you know me, I'm not a chakra guy, but I find this interesting that it's coordinating with this.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I have more on chakras. Black pepper is also for red for a base too. Rosemary oil, bamboo shoots, ginseng, beets, magnesium are good for the red basic chakra.
What's cayenne good
Were
for?
you going to go into it, Jim? Are you pulling those out?
Well, I'll bring them up one at a time. I'll
You
start
said
with root
cayenne.
chakra. This is what there's one of the sites recommended.
Okay, nice.
So
I like
Earl Grey tea, hazelnut and orange.
Earl Grey.
Earl Grey.
I wouldn't do
Satisfying
orange,
and
not
sophisticated.
for the red.
Earl
think-
Grey.
Believe it or not, I believe orange is for green chakra. Believe it or not,
For heart chakra?
green. Sorry, I'm doing prana. I'm not doing
I
chakra.
thought orange was good for release.
Okay.
And the most common tea out there is basically an orange pico. It's mixed with most things. I do know that,
Okay.
but it's mixed with lots of different teas. Even though it says black tea, whatever, you're getting a whole lot
It's
of
orange peyote tea or something like that.
Yeah.
Is basically is what most of the teas are.
If you haven't learned, I can slaughter the English language like the best of them. So I don't always get my pronunciations right.
I like an orange pico train.
Pico.
We make our own pronunciations.
Yes,
All right.
depending on the timer.
I thought I had chakras. I got prana, not chakras.
Here is one.
Like under
I
sea.
throw them out of order. I'm sorry. I'm just bringing them up as I have them.
Orange and spice. Yeah.
Orange and cinnamon spice tea, sacral chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
Really?
because a lot of people like lemon tea, I found this interesting. For solar plexus, lemon tea, lemongrass, lavender lemon, hint of peppermint.
Yep.
Peppermint, I understand, because it's more like the stomach area, digestion, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Lemon is soothing as well.
Yeah, lemongrass is also a detoxifier. So
Yeah.
Hint of peppermint. I like that.
I would do
Can I ask something?
probably do it.
I'm just curious. I know honey's a superfood. Okay, if it's
Oh,
stored
yeah.
properly, it lasts forever. Does like mixing honey in these teas, would this affect what it does, or would it enhance it? And that's a curious question for me. My wife is a tea and honey person.
Mhm.
You know, I can drink it plain. I can drink it with cream, sugar. It doesn't matter. But what I'm getting at is does honey enhance any of these teas? Maybe that's a question for the cards or something like that.
yeah, we could add, because I think honey is just like an antibacterial.
Right.
It just it does a different purpose when you add it to it.
But
I'm getting a strong yes for
I'm wondering
enhancing.
I'm wondering if there's a magnifier or a
Just a cleanser.
booster. With it. Maybe. Okay.
But I used to be a real big tea with milk, and I've heard that the milk cancels out the benefits of the tea if you drink them both together.
Yeah,
I think
the
that's
creator says adding honey is the most beneficial thing you can do.
Okay.
But he also specifies it's really good for emotional and anxiety issues, that honey is calming if you add it to teas,
I'm confirming.
regardless of what flavor or what chakra you're working on or anything like that. So yeah.
could we ask while we're on it? Okay, processed sugar.
Mhm.
Does this have a damaging effect or a zero effect?
So not pure
In
sugar
other words,
cane,
does it
but
negate
beet
the tea? Yeah,
that's
like
made
processed.
from beet sugar.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm curious. I couldn't do this yesterday or this morning when I was awake. I couldn't get focused on anything home remedy wise. Now I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Jay, you remember I said to you yesterday I couldn't get anything focused.
Yeah.
I was
I mean,
on a break.
it is 3D to me. And I don't mean that to be nasty, but like I told my doctor, I'm like, look, I'm not going to change my diet for a couple more years here. That's
Right.
just happening.
Yeah, but it also tells me this was the plan of the deep state as well.
Okay.
The process to beet sugars, because I know it not only
Yeah.
messes with your
Straight yes.
anxiety, emotional side, but I mean, just the physical damage that it does.
Yeah.
And it does
Yeah.
it for generations because I have generational card here.
Wow. What do
Wow.
you agree with that, King? I see you nodding. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
As
I
he's
agree.
drinking his tea with
You know what?
processed sugar.
I'm not a big guy on generations, but
Mhm.
I think you're right. There is it's not just it's body. I don't know if it's reproduction, but it actually does have an effect. Wow. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, loss and death card. Absolutely. It destroys, I think it really affects your DNA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the tower card. It destroys the DNA.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Does milk and tea do the same thing? Does it
Don't
also
mess with my creamer. Do not mess with my half and half.
close your
Yeah.
ears right now?
Don't mess with my hazelnut either.
Pure black coffee right there.
I can drink that.
Interesting. It says it can, but I think it depends on what kind, because that's more of a strategy. Maybe not. It depends on what it is. How is it naturally? Is it pasteurized, not pasteurized, dairy, non-dairy? Because a lot of the modern day creamers now are not actually dairy.
Yeah.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some of them are.
When we get through this this chakra, I have one question on a dairy, if you don't mind.
Okay. All right. I'll
Milk
finish
doesn't do a
these
body
out.
good.
Yeah.
Got
All
milk.
right.
Okay.
This one's the heart chakra. Green tea.
Mhm.
And of, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Hint of spearmint.
Kuchi,
Spearmint.
kukicha, and pico.
Kukicha.
Bless you.
Kicha.
Isn't that like a Pikachu?
It is.
Pikachu.
I like it.
Okay. All right. That works.
I love spearmint. Spearmint in my tea
Peppermint.
is great. I do spearmint, but peppermint's good for the stomach.
Peppermint
That's
makes me
true.
sneeze.
Mhm.
Well, Jen knows I do also sage in my teas.
Yeah, that sage
Oh.
tea that we had was really good.
Mm.
Throat chakra.
Oolong.
Oolong tea with flavors of peach, almond, and cherry.
What? Not a hint? Not a splash?
Pinch.
Not the
Not a
essence?
dip. Not a dip.
It doesn't say. I know
I've-
people that I have looked at, like my daughter. I'm like, do you want a little coffee with your creamer? I mean,
I'm
because
that
it's
way, yeah.
mostly creamer. Yeah.
Exactly. I know somebody who, do you want
Color myself.
coffee with your sugar?
Yeah. All right. Couple more. Let's do third eye.
Oh, this one's interesting.
And if I can find it. Where'd it
It's
go?
right in between your.
Yeah. Wow.
Dennis took off on us. He's in another world.
He left again.
He's in
Oh,
a different
great.
year also.
He's making tea.
You can't see it.
There are people that
Third eye chakra tea.
they're not
Anja.
sure.
Anja or insight and intuition. Infused with the essence of sapphire.
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 Diamond.
Black tea with blackberry and chestnut.
Chestnut.
Black tea. Now, do you have to
Chestnut,
have the blackberry and chestnut? Because I'll drink black tea.
oh,
I'm
no.
not much of a flavor person, but do you have to have that with it in order for your third eye?
Well, this one has organic eyebright herb, organic spearmint leaf, organic star anise seed, and organic passion flower.
But is it sustainably and emotionally harvested? That's what I want to know.
It has Buddha benefits.
Buddha benefits. I love it.
Buddha benefits. I'm going to ask the cards if you can just drink plain black tea.
If it has the same benefits, because I'm not one for flavor in my tea, unless it's like I said, sage or mint.
They work better together.
Oh darn! I have to look. For
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting something here, believe it or not.
this.
But
I
yeah, tea is a detoxer, but at the same time, it enhances the minerals of what's put in it. And I don't think it's during the processing. I'm thinking you add it. So if you add peppermint, add spearmint, these hints, I think like those oils, that's the way to go on this, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a magnifier to the benefit of, like, in other words, you drink tea to detox. It's two purposes. It
Yeah.
enhances certain minerals. Hey, listen, they're giving me something 3D. I'll take it.
Well,
No,
I
it's
wonder
not
if
yet.
you could drink the tea by itself, but use the essential oil wherever it's called for in the chakra. You understand what I'm saying?
Interesting. Interesting.
Well, first of all, Jay, maybe because, like what I said, Psalm 114, God gave the herbs for service of man, so that's why they're able to answer those questions.
Maybe, yeah.
Second thing, I usually watch these cooking channels called from Azerbaijan. They're like very rustic families that have everything off of the nature. Nothing's processed. And it's amazing that they make their tea out of rose petals or whatever, but they put the sweetener like an almond or a cherry in their mouth before they drink the tea.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if that's their purpose of doing it that way.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Cool. All right. Final one, crown chakra. Black flowery tea with hibiscus, strawberry, and summer rose.
I know what a hibiscus is. Thank you.
A hibiscus.
I know what a summer rose is.
Mhm.
I know what a strawberry is.
I prefer a spring.
I
rose.
dated a rose.
I know what a crown chakra is.
We just
I
need to
know
put
what a
all of
crown-
our information together.
Okay, I'm curious on this aspect of it. When we talk about teas and different things we put in our body, okay. As far as dairy goes, is goat's milk actually healthier for the human body than, quote, the dairy products we receive? I've always been curious of that. And the way I understand it, the goat's milk is much closer to, quote, mother's milk.
Yes.
Like I said, this is I'm reaching way back on this in my experience.
Goat meat, if you're a carnivore, I think goat meat is good. You don't like it? I think it depends on how you cook it.
I try it.
It makes a really good sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I goat meat, if it's done very well, it is amazing.
I have tried haggis and it was pretty good. So,
Haggis.
yeah.
Wow. Great guy. Won't put pineapples on his pizza, but he can eat haggis.
Hey, I'll try it. The reason I know pineapples don't go on pizza is because I tried it.
I'm actually getting a no on goat's milk being better than cow's milk. Neither one of them are good for man, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the
Makes
thief
sense.
and the hangman. They both do damage.
They both, but I think it's milder on goat's milk because when children have a hard time processing formula, they usually put them on goat's milk.
Yeah.
My rods are agreeing with you. And the only other thing I would like to ask now is, because we have a few coffee drinkers on the panel.
What?
And I know there's a few in the chat.
All you need is love and coffee.
We are the new trans. Okay, they're not energy drinks. Anyway, is coffee, regardless of organic or any of the bullshit, is coffee beneficial like tea or maybe more superior than tea? I don't know. I'm saying, is it similar?
Yeah.
I'm getting a yes on that one.
Believe it or not, tea has more caffeine than coffee does.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay,
I'm getting a yes, but it depends on how it's processed.
That's what I was getting to, but I'm pulling cards.
I don't think coffee is the enhancer like tea. Coffee itself is a detox and a benefit, but it does not enhance the minerals like tea does.
Oh, okay. So you can't add you can't add a mint to it and it enhances.
No splash of cinnamon.
No
hint of hibiscus. This hat's killing me, just so you know.
Splash of cinnamon.
It's killing me.
I'm getting that coffee works much faster.
Okay.
Ooh, without any
faster benefits. You don't have to drink a gallon of tea to get the benefits of a little coffee.
Yeah, I guess everybody can verify if you drink coffee in the morning, you have to run to the bathroom.
Hey.
There's no
morning.
No, not just the morning. Okay.
If you
there's no such thing as a little coffee.
You're my kind of person. Okay.
I do agree. Spirit agrees that it depends on how it's processed, because if you don't know, then it's a crapshoot at that point.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of processed coffee, which I do drink, but the way they process it, there's mold. There's mold in it, and that's what makes more people sick.
All right, let's pull the cards on that.
Some mold is okay for you,
Is this
like mushroom?
Is this real, or is this kind of a okay? They discovered a little hint of mold, and then fear. Here, drink these energy drinks instead.
Yeah, like
I always
Red Bull
mold thing. I do agree that I think it does happen, but I'm kind of with Jen. I think maybe that mold is kind of not as bad.
Overrated.
Overrated.
I mean, let's face it. We're looking at mushrooms and fungus. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, the way they say it, get your whole coffee beans and you grind it when you use it, and you prevent the mold. However, our coffee doesn't stay in this house long enough to create mold. So we're good.
Nor mine.
Yeah. Actually, I have a can of coffee here that's probably 7 years old. I'm waiting for 10 years to open it. I really do. I have stupid shit I stick in the freezer,
it's evaporated.
I vacuum seal it, and I'll put it a year and a half out to see if it's still good.
Does it age like fine wine?
No.
People might get grossed out if you've never canned or fermented anything. And the fermenting process depends on how you do it. There's different ways. Right. But if you're making sauerkraut or things like that, it is totally possible, because you wait 3 to 4 weeks before it's purely cured. You can get a skim of mold on top. The only thing you do is scrape it off. That's all you do. You don't do anything.
We call that scumming, like we would do in a cold pack. In other words, you use whatever vegetables you're using. You use kosher salt or the harder crystalline salt, and you put an oak lid on top of it in a crock, and you weight it down. This liquid comes out, and it's a type of mold, if you will. You just scrape that off, and now I don't know if it's true, but I heard my grandfather would literally lick his fingers after doing that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's penicillin. That's penicillin. That's all it is. Penicillin is a mold.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's certain things. Okay. Okay. Give me an example. Pizza on a plate looks really good. If you put it in a blender, it's going to be pretty nasty looking. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I get it. Oh, it's just mold. It's good for it. No, it looks foul. I'm not going to eat it.
With a little pinch of salt and pinch of pepper probably work really well.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will.
I think So I asked the cards about mold, and yeah, this is new information we need to really educate ourselves on.
Mhm.
That the molds that are temporarily there, there's 2 5s. Okay.
Okay.
Don't leave it on there for very long because I pulled a 10. That is too long because that will make you sick. If
Oh.
they're temporarily on there, it's okay. You pretty much just remove it and it's gone. But don't leave it on there long term.
Yeah,
Like
I
if your
usually
bread
wash.
starts to get a little moldy, you
You're
can
just take that piece off.
you're fine. You can pick it
Yeah.
up, whatever. It's not
Same with
going to
cheese,
kill
yeah.
you.
I usually wash all my coffee beans with hot water and filter it through a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And whatever
Great.
remains in the pot, I drink it.
Wait, how do you do it, Jay? I got to make sure I do the
Just-
recipe.
Well, I'm going to have a class on 7-7.
Filtering coffee, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Like my dad does. I mean, if it's a little mold on cheese or yogurt, even, or
Mhm.
you just take off the top layer
Yeah.
and you're good.
Yep. Yeah.
It's so
well,
funny because a lot of people get this hung up on expiration dates.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I
You're
don't pay
you're
attention to
okay with it. Just
that.
Yeah. That's the worst thing they ever invented because my wife thinks it's poison after that point. It's like,
Do
no.
you know? I'm gonna tattle on Lee. Before we moved here, his old job, he had access to coffee all the time. And do you know he went all school year? He never washed his coffee mug.
Yeah,
Never.
That's what they do in the
you
military.
do the
I know
two-finger
old
cleaning.
timers that do
He
that.
doesn't even do that.
Yeah. Is that a military thing too?
It is a military thing.
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you get really cussed out if you actually clean the pot.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know cleaning the pot, tea, or coffee is bad. You're supposed to leave that. If it doesn't come out, leave
Yep.
it.
Yep.
I want to
Well,
say
when the-
something if it's okay. Other countries kind of laugh at us because of our cleaning everything with Clorox wipes and disinfectant.
Yep.
We going to other countries get sick faster with stomach issues because we are so antibacterial everything.
Yeah.
And our bodies are
Yeah.
not accustomed to natural foods.
Right.
Right.
I mean, in the Middle East, they have actually a meat hanging outside,
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
and
With
it's
flies a buzzing.
with the flies a buzzing. But over
Mhm.
here, if it's in the fridge for one day after expiration date, we have to throw it out. So we just have to
Yeah.
be more careful making our own flora in our stomach strong
Yeah.
enough to handle anything.
Yeah, like
Well,
aged.
the reason we've had to what was it, the last, I'd say 10 years, they really started introducing more probiotics because our guts have been ruined from the
Yeah.
poison they put in the food,
Yeah.
and just for the simple fact that our bodies don't know how to deal with germs.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And so if the kids, if they're outside playing and are covered in dirt, but they're
Right.
having a snack and they haven't washed their hands, I am not that type that panics. I'm like,
Mhm.
whatever. It's a
No.
little
Well,
dirt.
Yeah, that goes back to Jesus. He had said, and this is where the abolition of the diet went away. It's not what goes into a person's mouth, because the quote Jews of the day were saying, hey, they haven't washed their hands. Why would you eat unclean? And he said, it's not what you put in your mouth, but what comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so because
I
that
thought
was,
you-
they didn't do their ritual for the process of eating, so now they were unclean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say he said God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. That's what I thought.
Well, that's true,
I
too.
think that's in the lower passages. Yes.
Yeah, you had to read into that one.
Yeah,
We used to do, how many of us grew up having to, like, whatever fell on the floor, you had the 5-second rule?
Oh yeah.
Or,
We had a 10-second rule.
well, when you get older, it goes up to 15 minutes.
Well,
but
20.
you're
Yeah, because we move slower.
Well, it's 20
Yeah.
minutes right now.
I worked in a sewage plant, and I seen a guy, this one guy, and you're in a sewage plant. I don't care where you go, it's poop. Okay. Dry poop, wet poop. You don't just walk. You don't just drop something on the floor and pick it up and eat it. I've seen him repeatedly pick things up off the floor in like a control room. Doesn't matter. You're dragging into unprocessed raw sewage, picked it up and eat it. You know, he was never sick a day in his life. The
Never
one day
sick.
the one day he came in about 16 years after me working with him, he had a sniffle. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is like the sign of the end
world's
times. He's
coming to an
sniffling.
end.
He's going to be here with the roaches.
Wow.
That's so
Do you know,
cool.
growing up, because we grew everything that we put in our mouth. My mom never washed potatoes before. Like if we would have a baked potato,
Hmm.
she never washed them. She said it's gonna cook, whatever. What's a little dirt? Shut up and eat it. I'm
It's
like,
funny that you
okay.
said that because we used to bring a big watermelon home, right?
Yeah.
And now the whole rule is you got to put it in the sink and wash it. And my dad goes, "We had 6 kids and we still have 6 kids. What is
Yeah.
your problem?"
Yeah.
Well, the
You
only
know-
reason I would wash store-bought stuff now is because of the pesticides and
The
poison.
pesticides, yes, true.
But
And
dirt?
the
No.
nice people that like to sneeze and put their hands all over everything. No,
Yeah.
that's you. Oh, I'll take 3 of those. Oh no, I don't like this one.
But during the pandemic, even if you sneezed on them and everybody touched them, it was like, oh my God, I got to wash my hands again. It was like so much into killing your own bacteria.
Well,
Yes,
even go
I
into a
agree.
grocery store and you got your cashier with those plexiglass barriers with their handling all your food with their hands.
That
What good
and
is that?
and they never cleaned the card swiper thing. Everyone's touching that, but no one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
And
Okay,
I just
whatever.
want to say one thing real quick. The Dragonfly coffee in moderation. Shame on you. Okay. No such thing. No such
What
thing.
blasphemous things is she talking about?
You know what? They used
Enough
to
to
say it
mention what was going
dehydrates
on.
you, but I think 2023 they changed the rule because they used to say it did dehydrate you, but now they consider it a liquid. So you're still getting your
It's
certain
made
amount
from
of
water.
I'll say it isn't so.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, anyway, let's. This was actually a good topic. I didn't expect us
Yeah.
and me to enjoy the tea and coffee alone. Just, I mean, okay. I do want to kind of go into one question here, and
Okay.
I think we found that this is kind of bullshit, if you will. But the things that you quote buy in the store that are quote organic aren't really so
They're
organic.
not organic.
Right.
No, that's
But
absolutely
let's see what the card
Where's your
says.
shock face, Dennis?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
He's slacking on the new.
I mean,
on the
I
big
see
New
I
Year.
see people pay an extra $2 for a head of lettuce that looks horrible.
Yes.
Okay, you know, and I get it. Oh, they don't think there's no pesticides. Bullshit, you know. And so, what does the card say on truly?
Oh yeah, I'd love to know that one because I keep saying you're saying it's no pesticides, but
Right.
yet we still have air.
Right, exactly.
You're still getting something.
Oh yeah.
Right. And see, I use only a natural fungicide on my things on my garden. Diatomaceous earth a lot. And listen, my tomatoes are wonderful. Most of them of the garden is very good. When the thing that I've noticed of people that I give some of these tomatoes to, they'll say, "Oh, you know, when you first give me tomatoes, I actually get the shits from your tomatoes." I'm like, that's not even. I don't even know how that's possible. I don't put anything on my
Because
tomatoes.
their bodies are not used to natural.
Exactly. So there might be something to they said, but it only happens for a day or two, and then I'm good, and then they just keep eating them. You know.
Well,
That makes sense.
In the garden, she'll make her own seeds that way and grow it for next year.
there
That's
you
what I
go.
do.
But so I asked, is organic really organic? Knight of Cups, tread lightly with all that stuff. Actually, just walk away from it.
Yeah,
It's not doing you any good whatsoever,
I've never
except
done
draining
that.
your wallet.
I mean, if it's a local farm, I could see that. But like when you're in
Yeah.
them box stores, oh, it's organic, it meets organic certification. No, you just paid for something that says,
I
"Hey,
think
we're
you
organic."
still. I think you still have to be careful about the farms that are close to you as to whether or not they're using any pesticides.
True.
Mhm.
I agree with that.
That's why I'm going to do my own. I'm already got my seed order ready. We're going to do this.
Maybe I'll show you my grapefruit that I'm growing.
Start planting them. I don't care how early it is. Start planting them.
Oh yeah.
Because I know, like, just even in the house with whatever you can get them outside. But for instance, most like heirloom seeds, I could give you one of my tomatoes. It may take you a season for that to really start producing.
Yep.
Because it actually has to acclimate to your climate, your soil, everything like that.
Right.
So
Yeah,
don't
it's a
be,
process.
don't be disappointed that when you first start growing, you get small. These aren't very
Right.
hardy, and that deters a lot of people.
Yeah.
Save those seeds from those vegetables and use them next year, not new seeds.
Right.
Those seeds.
We do that here. We do that here. But
Yeah,
this was actually a seed from a store-bought grapefruit, and I just planted it, and we're hoping to make 2 grapefruit trees.
Nice.
And she's getting tomatoes out of those now.
I'm getting tomatoes out of the grapefruit.
You put
That's a miracle.
Or
Well,
grapefruit.
I believe in miracles, so we'll see what happens. But also, you can grow celery. Just cut the bottom of the celery, and you can grow.
Keep growing them.
So any root
Lettuce, same way.
vegetable, you can grow. Garlic is like one of the easiest things to grow.
Yes.
Cabbage
And
is the
it's so
hardest thing for me
medicinal.
to grow. Cabbage, and that's one of the hardiest vegetables out there.
Yeah.
It is really. It's just that's kind of my. I'll never conquer it. I don't know why. Cabbage, just for some reason, me and my wife can't get it together how to grow it.
One of the number one things you can eat is sauerkraut.
Yeah.
It is so good for your gut.
Mhm.
Excuse me one
Well,
second.
any kind of
Kimchi also.
cauliflower, broccoli. Those are good for stomach gut.
Yeah.
It's really good. So what I did, I don't know if you guys are interested in it. Like if you have to, like, how we always say stock up for food because we don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
So I think some of these things are important as home remedies.
Yeah.
For sure, turmeric, but turmeric only works with black pepper.
Black pepper.
And coconut oil. So that's something you can see if you have on your shelf. Salt is good for everything, cleansing or whatever. Mint, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. I mean, I'm not singing a Simon and Garfunkel song.
What about parsley and sage?
I got the Simon and Garfunkel. Actually, sage is great. Parsley is good for your kidneys and liver detox. Garlic and onions. I mean, these are stuff that everybody has at home, and just make sure you overstock it. Honey.
Yes, dear.
Hey, honey.
Yes, sweetheart.
If anybody knows about anise seeds or chamomile seeds, those are good for stomach. Even cumin, if you put like anise and cumin as a tea with a little honey, it helps calm your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And ginger.
And ginger. So, I mean, these are things that you can keep at home for if something happens and you need medicinal things.
Right.
Willow bark. I don't think I've ever saw willow bark here. I would love to look, but those are good for headaches, right?
Yes, willow bark is just aspirin.
Yes. Cloves. Cloves are good for toothaches if you keep it in your mouth. It's a numbing pain reliever. Make natural air. There you go. I think I have a willow tree by my house. I'm going to have to chew on bark and see if it works. We all know.
No, you have to boil it.
I mean, I can't go.
No, it doesn't work that way.
But just start calling you Beaver.
Well, I did have strong teeth. We'll see.
I like aloe for cuts and lacerations.
Aloe
burns.
Works really well.
Well, I like silver better than aloe. Silver cream.
Yeah.
It's Silvadine, they call it in a medical term. But yeah, that works way better for any kind of burns. And it has silver in it, so that's kind of cool. Dandelions, you can use any part of the dandelion flower itself, the root, the leaves. Every part of the dandelion is good for even cancer.
There's your aloe.
There's your aloe.
Yeah, your dandelion root for cancers.
Yeah, any part of that plant, nettle. We have a lot of nettle over here, and I can't remember what nettle was good for, but I mean, it's even to make survival for salads and stuff like that.
Well, they
I don't
even
know
have
if you.
it for tea.
I'm sorry.
They even have it for tea.
Yeah,
Nettle.
nettle. Yeah, I like also calendula is also good for. There you go. Boys, Jen, I'm really going too fast for you, but you're really
I
good.
can only click so fast.
Let me take my glasses off because that looks good. But make sure if you guys are pulling these out of grass that they have not put any pesticides on it.
Yeah.
My dad used to make us go and dig up the dandelions and bring them in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I hated it when I was a kid. I love it now.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about metal just as I was coming back. Most of the old milk containers, okay, they would line them with silver. Actually, they were silver originally, but it stops spoilage in dairy products. In other words,
Wow.
you can actually, as long as it's not refrigerated, mind you, you can put milk in a silver container. I think it has to be at least 80% silver, lined or whole as itself, and it'll last up to 14 days in that container. And
Right.
that's the same with butter. Butter used to do the same thing. But butter, depending on how you make it, actually, you can leave it out. It doesn't go rancid.
Not
except-
really
I
fast.
love
You can
butter.
put
I
it-
love butter outside.
That's what they use at the dairy farms is the silver containers.
Yes, yeah.
They milk
But
the cows.
they're coated in silver to keep them, and it's an antibacterial because
Right.
it literally kills bacteria just on contact. That's how powerful silver is.
Here's another thing which I can't stand any of these unless they're processed where I can't taste the texture of them.
Mhm.
But mushrooms.
I only
Oh.
like a few mushrooms as they are. Actually, the chaga, I actually do have the chaga mushroom, and I add it to my coffee in the summertime. Not so much in the winter. I don't know why. It's just what I do. But the common mushroom that we all know is closest to that shiitake down there. That's the most common one, if you will. I eat them as long as they're slightly cooked. I can't eat them raw.
I like the red with the white polka dots.
I heard
I
they're
don't think I can
illegal.
do that.
They're illegal. I wonder why. Because it's healthy for you.
Mhm.
Don't take grapefruit with a thyroid pill. Wonder why.
Well, if you're around a wooded area and you have fallen trees, old
Mhm.
dead logs, look for the turkey tail or what they call chicken of the woods, which is
Mhm.
like a
Mm.
pink collar. They grow in big bunches.
Mhm.
Absolutely wonderful mushrooms. And this one actually has turkey tail listed on it. But it helps with cancer. They won't
Oh.
tell you that. Liver detox, especially with turkey tail.
Well, be careful, Jay, because turkey tail gets rid of phlegm. I don't think you could do any Hebrew words.
No.
No, we can't do that. He won't be able to speak
Yeah.
anymore.
I what I do know is, you know how there's these plant identifiers. In fact, my wife has it. I have heard that they have been, even my wife brought it up to me, that in other words, like for instance, something that is edible, they have gone in and met the FDA requirements. And if
Mhm.
it's not edible, but if you go back into certain books, you'll find out if it's edible or not. And it's they're steering you away from these things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if anyone has that plant thing about where it's not edible, if you could just do a little research in books,
Mhm.
maybe
Well,
online.
yeah, like Deb talked about lion's mane. That's a mushroom, and it does help the
Yes.
brain. But
And I think anything
I don't
like
like
there are
it.
certain things I think you should know how to eat too.
they also have
Every-
little plugs that you can, if you have like a log that's laying down and you drill holes. There's mushroom
Mhm.
plugs you can put in there
Yes.
for you to grow your own mushrooms. I
Yep.
wanted to tell you guys something. Also, like I said, call me a squirrel or a junior prepper, but at the dollar store, they sell milk in a carton that can
Yep.
stay
Yeah.
for a couple
It's
years.
shelf stable milk. Yep.
Right.
Shelf
And
stable milk.
wait, this isn't a new technology. This
I
is
know
how
it's
they
not.
used to sell it.
It's
Yeah.
Now what they do is when they pasteurize it, they immediately put it in a refrigerated truck and it destroys the milk.
the
as soon as
vitamins
it
and
starts-
minerals.
Yeah. The worst
Right.
thing you can do for a tomato is put it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It immediately starts to break down. Immediately. It
Right.
changes the taste overnight.
But it slows down the ripeness once you put it in the
But
fridge. It
but
slows it
I'm saying it actually destroys the nutritional value also. It
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah, so if anybody needs like to store these,
Mhm.
just in case you run out of milk in the store, these
Or
What's
you
are,
the,
could
uh,
get
this
powdered
is like a
dry
dollar
milk.
store.
last time I
dude.
bought that,
What was that? Powdered milk?
yeah, I have
Powdered milk has a palm oil or something to keep it shelf stable.
depending on what you look for.
Okay.
Depending on what you look for, there's some out there without the palm oil.
Yeah.
But like I think this milk on average, the longest I've seen is 10 months on the shelf stable milk. I don't know. I know there's longer out there.
This one's a year.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. On average, I think you should be around a year for that
Yeah.
milk. And the sin is it's more expensive. That's the sin.
Well,
It's more expensive than regular
Well,
milk.
yeah, but if you can afford a freeze dryer, you should freeze dry milk, eggs, things like that, because
Mhm.
that will help.
that's
Yeah.
kind
I
of
would
cool.
love one of those big freeze dryers.
Yeah,
Oh,
we talked
yeah.
about
My
that.
Me
wife,
too.
my wife, I think that would be if I did quote an unauthorized purchase or unsupervised purchase of that. That costs a whole lot.
That is the
And
best
you
way.
can't hide it.
Like, if you want to buy a bunch of herbs, you don't necessarily want to dehydrate it, but freeze dry it, man, that is the way to go. But man, they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Mhm.
And I know they actually have a payment plan on those. If you put half down, I think there's one manufacturer, if you put half down, they'll let you make payments on it. It's a scheduled amount of money. But for me, it's like I've been trying to sell some of my watches. I have a whole lot of things that are falling through. If I can sneak some of that watch money to the side, and I'll actually tell my wife, I won't say, hey, I'm sneaking this. I'll say, I'm putting some money. If I make half's going to a freeze dryer. She'd be okay with that. But to just go out there and buy one,
You'd be in trouble.
yeah, you wouldn't hear this deep voice. It would be really, really high.
That's another popular.
Is that calendula?
That is Mullen.
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 Yeah,
Mullen.
this was actually what we used prior to wheat. Mullen was a staple because it was grown locally and you got a lot of seeds from it. I'm actually very familiar with mullen. I've been trying to grow it, not having much success with it because I think it's our soil. But I've been trying to grow it, and it's a little bit gritty, kind of reminds you of cornbread, if you will. But to me, there's not a big deal. The flavor is there. It's excellent, I think.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, maybe buy the flour, try it for yourself.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, you need fields and fields of acres for wheat. Mullen, you don't need a whole lot of area.
Right.
It's all within that plant.
Wow. That's pretty interesting.
Yep.
Well, Terry wrote, do not use mullen if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Wow.
Yes. Thank you for that disclaimer, Terry.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't say operate heavy machinery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one last thing I'd like to add is castor oil. Castor oil is like a miracle drug now. It breaks up lumps, bumps, tumors, bone spurs, cysts. You just put it on a cloth, maybe wrap it with some plastic so it doesn't go through. You put it either overnight or 5 hours a day, and those cysts, even ovarian cysts, will shrink.
Yeah. Deb's just asking in the chat, do I use copper coils in my garden? No, but I do put copper pennies in there every year when I turn it over. I'll throw a handful of pennies in one of the bins, and it has to be pre 1981.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it's still copper.
1982. there was copper, but they went towards the zinc at that point, and that's not good for you. But anything prior to 1981 is copper. I just throw a handful of them in there. I pick them up and change. I just throw them in there. I don't wash them. I don't sanitize them. So they're organic. Yeah, that I'm a big proponent of that. It's a mineral. The plant is only going to take what it needs. It's not going to, if there's nothing else in there, does it absorb a particular amount? I think plants regulate themselves.
Yeah.
Are there plants that can't? Yes. But for what I grow, doesn't affect it. But it does have a benefit to them.
I wonder if you can like go to like Home Depot and just get a copper sheet or something and just
Oh
cover
yeah,
it.
you could buy cotton. Listen, buy some electrical, strip it, stick it in the ground. It doesn't matter.
Don't tell anybody because there's lots of copper thieves out there.
Yes.
Yeah, there are lots of copper thieves out there.
Yeah. I love seeing all these new constructions. This happened way before. I mean, even when I was a contractor, they had started doing it, but they were doing it. Everything's plastic in these new homes. They're $500,000, $600,000 homes. There's not an ounce of copper in it. There might be a copper fitting, like, oh, look, it's a copper fitting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, like, oh, here's what your eyes see, but behind the walls you can't. But that's just it. I understand this new technology, PEX. I get it. It's easy to work with. But it actually has the same shelf life as copper.
Yeah.
So the only benefit of using this PEX is it bends.
Yes.
That's it. And anytime you have where you have to seal a joint, you have a possibility of a leak. That's all.
Yeah. Lee had to actually go to the hardware store this morning because under our kitchen sink, somebody cut the pipe too short. So it keeps coming undone. It's not. And so it's eroded the seal. So he just had to go get a little seal, but it's all PVC.
Yep.
Now we grew up and we're used to having all copper. And he said, give me some copper. I can solder that. It'll never come loose.
It'll never come loose. Exactly.
And the best part about copper is, like, let's say you have a leak near a joint. Okay. Most times it's the pipe, not the actual 3-way or 2-way, because that's actually thicker.
Yeah.
You can actually take that off, heat that solder will all come out of there and reuse it.
Mm-hmm.
People just think, oh, I got to throw it away. No.
I had one very cold winter in my home where my copper pipes burst.
Yeah.
It just split in half. And I think we had to replace the whole thing. But
I mean, there's if that's a weak point in your home, there's things you can do. One, insulate, but at the same time,
we did insulate it. Yeah, it was an old house. It was like 1950 when they built it.
And there's actually heat tape that goes through. It plugs in an outlet. It has a regulator. It will heat a given line in a particular area. It's a hit and miss with what you do, but if you can't tear the wall out and re-insulate and everything like that, it's a good fix. But even to this day, I know my wife, we keep the house at maybe 70, it's between 68 and 72, somewhere in there. Yeah. I still have a habit of, when it gets really cold, I will open up one of my water lines, hot and cold, let it drip.
Yep.
Overnight, and I open up the cabinets. Mm-hmm. I know that's old school, but when you close that cabinet,
we do.
It's against the wall.
I did it.
It's holding in that cold if you open up the cabinet doors. I mean, I really think there is a benefit to it. But I had a home like Nadia. It was my first house. It was my grandmother's house, and I knew exactly when the water would freeze. Yeah. And if I didn't open up that water line, I was shit out of luck.
Yeah. But at least, with copper, if they freeze, not burst, if they freeze, you could take just a propane torch and it's no time. I don't recommend if you don't know what you're doing, because you might burn your house down. But you can just heat up that line in no time. So, yes, he's on his last day, but he goes back to work tomorrow.
Okay. Yay! Prep himself.
Party time.
See, I need 3 days notice to go to Walmart, so I'd have to be prepping myself to go back to work.
Yeah. All
Well,
right. So we've gone an hour. Let's hit these questions. We have
Okay.
11 of them to do. I have one that Miss Caroline sent me in my coffee. I want to make sure I get to that. She sent it a
Oh,
couple of days ago.
are we in agreement about what we talked about before the show for
Yeah,
next
you
week?
want to
Yes.
mention that?
Yeah. Next Wednesday, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do a kind of unique topic. I don't know what we're going to name it right now, but we're going to have DHP on the show. He was given this information, and it's phenomenal, and it's about the earth, if you will. So that's going to be Wednesday's roundtable. He's going to be on with us, just kind of so you know. I mean, my thing is he brought this information. We can't talk about it, even though I helped do this with him. He should be here. You know what I mean? And
Right.
he definitely came up with this, and honestly, my mind was blown. Honestly. So it's pretty
Yep.
cool. So hopefully we'll see you there.
Absolutely. Yeah, that picture, at least when I saw it, I knew exactly what I was looking at and it just clicked.
Yep.
This is what he was
Instant.
going for.
Once you
Yeah,
see
it
it,
was
and
instant.
we'll figure out what we're gonna do for the probably just that one I sent you, Jen.
Yeah.
Just leave that there. And we'll
Okay.
go with that.
Can do that.
Mm.
I do want to recommend one book before we get into questions, and it is the Native American Herbal Apothecary. It's 5
Ooh,
books
okay.
in one by Natasha Chippewa.
Hmm.
So it basically it lists if you've got this problem, go and use this herb or oil and how to process it and things like that. So
I have and there's a lot of books online on eBay as far as old gardening, old cooking. Do yourself a favor, check these out. And there's a book, I think we've all seen it in some kind of ad. Old Ways, it's like $39. I bought that years ago when it was $29.
mhm.
Anyway, long story short, there's really a lot of good information in there, and most of you are going to remember some of these things, and that's just it. But it does give you like, even though you remember some of it, there's some really good information in there. A lot of people go, "Oh, is it worth the price of the book?" Check out half price books. Check out used bookstores. They sell it cheaper than the original.
Also, a lot of libraries resell books for $1
Yes,
or a
Yes.
quarter.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ask them, they will tell you when they're coming up for their sales.
Yeah.
I'm someone that does that because I try and look for old books. They centralized everything here, and it became chaos. I couldn't get the old books anymore because they
Yeah.
went through centralization.
If you guys are going to go look for books on natural grown remedies, make sure that you try to specify what is grown in your area
Exactly.
because
Yes.
Appalachia is much different than the West Coast, North, South, East, West.
Right.
It's
Really?
all different. So specify your area because you may not be able to find some of the things I can find in the backyard.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or grow them. Yeah, exactly. That's apples are hardy in the north, obviously, and
Right.
the cold weather, but citrus doesn't grow well. Lemons can,
Mhm.
but you get a much lower yield on the lemons. Oranges, good luck. You're gonna get stuff that's like it'll look like a little pee.
Like a little lemon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not very edible. It's just not the region to grow that type of
Yeah.
citrus.
Well, Nadia is going to be the first to prove that she can grow grapefruit in Chicago. So
It's right.
Actually,
Apples are here.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm growing grapefruit over here. What's the matter with you?
yeah, I'm getting ready for the next COVID. I'm going to be doing like
A little bit of New
grapefruit
York, a
skin.
little bit of
There you go.
Chicago. What's wrong with you?
she's going to make sure she got her vitamin C.
Yeah, there's the switchblade. Okay.
All right.
Don't
Okay.
tell anybody in Chicago, though.
First question I have, Miss Caroline wants to know. She said last week the twin flames were brought up.
Yeah.
She said, I thought on that is they are someone that challenges you and makes you a better person because of it. She wants to know if her question is her sister her twin flame?
And this is who?
Caroline.
Carolyn.
Okay.
It's Caroline's sister.
And I agree with how Nadia's explanation was last week as far as twin flames before what I perceive now. Okay, like they are there. They're almost like your exact opposite, but yet it's a love-hate relationship in many cases.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting a yes on her
I get
question.
a yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get a yes.
I get a yes. Jay got a yes.
Did I get a yes?
You
You got a
said
yes.
You said yes.
I'm growing grapefruit over here. What's the matter with you?
Well, at least you're not flinging them.
You're right. Answered that.
Save your
Yeah.
fruit. You can.
I'll
dry
get
it
you.
and eat
I'll
it.
get you grapefruits to fling in if it ever grows.
Interesting, Caroline. She is, but she's got a lot. She can tend to pull the negative out of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever triggers you is what needs to be
Yeah.
worked.
So here's our generational. It's our King of Pentacles. Yes, she is. She goes hand in hand with you. You're supposed to be celebrating, but Spirit told me to keep pulling. Nope. She absolutely, there's the thief. She pulls the worst out of you. And this is the death card. You've got to change that energy. You've got to change it because, yeah, that happens. And I agree. They can be the best thing for you, or they can draw out the worst. But they do,
Yeah.
I think they make you think.
Jen, I have another question on top
Sure.
of that one.
Uh-oh.
Can you be somebody's twin flame, but somebody else be yours? Or does it have to be a soul contract on these two twin flames?
No, I think there's multiples. I think there's different ways you can do it. I think you can have one, but that person can be someone. It's just, I think it's a wide spectrum of looking at it.
Okay.
April says answers unclear. Ask later.
Okay.
Way to cover your butt, 8-ball.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not stepping into that one. All right.
Notice I kept
And-
quiet. I kept quiet. I'm good.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcy, for the coffees.
Yeah,
All right.
can I answer Moon's comment there? She watched a video about a farmer who grew grapefruit in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Wow.
Nebraska. Well, they have this guy, and this is what my goal is after the RV. I want to make geothermal greenhouses, and he grew enough for the entire Nebraska area on all his citrus fruits. So yeah, it's doable.
All right. Sister Renee has one in my text.
Hi, Renee.
She just started drinking coffee this past year. She wants to know if it's improved her health.
Welcome.
Cheers, Renee. Cheers. We will celebrate with you.
This holds a 4-cup coffee pot, Mr. Coffee. Sorry, I don't want to promote them too. But yeah,
That went the other way.
Where are those mugs that I mailed to you from Nadia?
oh,
You should
Yeah.
put
am
it-
I okay? Because I have no problem.
Hey, I don't care.
Okay, it'll be there. It'll
Okay.
be there.
All right.
Shame, pride, attitude. It's all there. Bang, I put it. Actually, it's one of my favorite cups now.
Awesome.
I bet.
just like the handle. It's wonderful. Thank you for picking that up for me, Nadia.
Mm-hmm. What was the
Wow.
question, Jen? Jen, what was the question?
Renee wanted to know if starting to drink coffee this past
Oh.
year, if it's improved her health at all.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing, Renee. I pulled 3 10s. You started out, you had some health issues that were keeping
Yeah.
you down. That is wrapped up. Remember, 10s are wrapping things up, and now you're at the 10 of Pentacles. So yes, it has improved your health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a strong yes at that.
Yeah, I got a yes on my roads on that. And
Yeah.
for everyone, I okay, don't drink coffee like me, but I mean, I'm just
In an
used to it.
IV.
Too late.
Yes, exactly. I haven't done the coffee enema, just so you know. But,
Yeah.
you know, colonic, whatever they called it. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, coffee. I think people drink coffee the wrong way. People drink coffee to get like hyped up on it, like, oh, get the caffeine. Actually, for me, coffee calms me. Like, you know, when we were kids, my mom would give us hot tea and honey, sugar and caffeine. Let's think about it. There was no decaf. Okay. That would put us to sleep. So the coffee break wasn't meant for you to get hopped up to get to 12 o'clock. It was, it actually was shown that it actually, if you took a break to relax, production went up. That's how coffee breaks came about.
Wow.
Because it was with the women in the Second World War that they really went full steam on it. They started it in the 1920s. But when men went to war and women were in the factories doing the work, they just needed to give them a break. And this doesn't matter the gender either. I mean,
Right.
we all need the break, but it was to relax you. You know, it wasn't to get you hyped up and get you through the day. They knew if you took a break and just could sit for 15 minutes and relax, have a nice warm cup of coffee, boom, you were ready to go again. But it wasn't the caffeine. It literally was to relax you. We drink it the wrong way. Does it have that effect on us, like hop you up? Yeah. For me, I can drink a pot and go to bed.
It doesn't affect me, keeping me awake.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I think that has to do with just like, okay, I drink it all day. And do you eventually get immune to it? Yeah. Now, if you're an iced tea drinker, you're drinking iced tea all day. Oh, I can't have coffee before bed. But you're potting the iced tea all day, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't make a lot of sugar.
Doesn't
Well,
make
the iced tea, I think it's more about the sugar that's put in it. If you drink a lot of, like here in the South, sweet tea is as a wine. I mean, that's just what you
sweet
drink.
tea is-
Yeah, but eventually that sugar brings you on a low. But I wanted to ask if no, I lost it.
What's the old rule of thumb? It ain't sweet tea
Comes
until
of
the
age.
straw stands on its own.
Yeah, my mom, the stronger the coffee, the faster she can sleep.
Yeah.
The second thing is in Brazil, they start kids with coffee in their baby bottles.
Yes.
Coffee and milk. So it probably is a health benefit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I
actually
forgot the
really
question
cool.
I was going
Neat, great, very good question, Renee. Really good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over here to our starred. I have 11 of them. Michael, do you have any in your coffee shop that you
go
need to-
questions right now, or
Yeah, go ahead, because I want to be able to do oracles and spend the rest of the day with Lee, and I have to get ready for tarot classes starting back up tomorrow.
that's great.
So
Oh no!
I have the homework already.
Oh my God! Look, I hope we're not going to get tested.
I have to go through it and break it up because I don't want to push everything all in one day. But
mods,
all
would
right.
you mind throwing that out there every, say, 5 or 10 minutes? Every 5 or 10 minutes, just no more questions for anyone else coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't have anything in my coffee.
Okay, honey. Just
Other
holler
than
if they do. Okay. Roy. Is Robert Pounsford my 5th great grandfather and was born 1740 in Weston Zoyland?
Okay.
West on Zoyland.
Weston Zoyland.
Sounds like German.
Is Roy still on with us?
I don't
Roy?
Roy, are you out there?
Well, he'll probably watch it later.
Yeah, he probably will. It's nighttime for him because he's in the UK.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think like me and we were talking about it. You know, Roy, we want to see what you're getting. Like,
he's with us. He's with us.
Okay.
So, Roy, what did your pendulum get? We want you to strengthen your own gifts and talents.
Right.
So you tell us, what did you get on that question? For yourself?
I'll pull on it, but you let us know what you got.
This is to build you. So, you know, this is like get you confident.
We gave you a pop quiz.
This is encouragement. We're like, yeah, hey, that's a great idea. Nadia came up with that and said, let's ask Roy what he got, and we can do it just to strengthen him. That was a really cool thing, Nadia.
Yeah, we're not doing standardized tests either.
Yeah.
I just bought some number 2 pencils for homeschool in here. So
yeah, can you throw your answer out there, Roy?
And I'm going to have to bring Schneider Boy in. I'll be right back. Oh, he got okay. We got the answer.
He is my 5th great grandfather, I'm assuming. Okay.
Yeah, I am getting a yes on that.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
okay.
Roy, I'm going to confirm yours and Dennis's answer.
Yeah.
Let's see what Jen has to say. She might be able to give you a little more detail.
Well, you have a yes because there's the Ace of Wands. You should get excited about this because he broke away from the negative side. There's the
Mhm.
devil card, but he became very spiritual later in his life.
Yeah.
I think he was like really bad. And then he saw where his future was going and gave it up. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He realized in the future he needed to have something coming better. His harvest.
Does,
That
does,
means future generations as well.
does Roy have more than one question here? Because I'd like to do that again with him. Like Nadia said, let's see what he gets, and maybe we can confirm what he's getting.
Yeah, he has one
one.
more. It's
Okay.
based I think what's based on our show today
Oh, okay.
is a base starch diet healthy.
If pizza was the fountain of youth, Roy, I should live forever.
Well, it's only good if you have pineapple on it.
Uh-oh.
Always just poking the bear.
It's
An enhancer.
Citrus is
Well,
an answer.
If we can master the grapefruit and we can do the citrus trees, pineapple's going to be on the list.
Okay,
I'm
I
just
will try.
saying.
It
I will
is
try to grow a
superfood, I'll
pineapple.
agree.
Starch as potatoes, starch as pita bread is definitely on the list.
Yeah,
Sure.
sorry, I can't get anything on that. But
No.
my opinion, I think I think your diet should be balanced, if you will.
Yes,
I
exactly.
Moderation.
lean more
Yeah, I get a
towards
no.
meat, and I do like my vegetables, and I do like my pasta and breads.
I do like this much.
But I'm not changing my health. I just had this conversation with my doctor. I'm not changing my health style for another 3 months or 3 years on this earth. That's just me.
Yeah, the coffee just stays on the list.
Exactly.
I think okay, so you have a yes with having starch in your diet,
Good
but they
moderation.
highly suggest
as
that
the
you
base.
combine them with the other things. You
Yeah.
can't just live on like
Right.
potatoes and bread.
Yeah.
We know I think we also need to think about where it's grown and what is put on it because this
Yeah.
processed stuff, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about naturally grown potatoes, maybe bread made from scratch,
Mhm.
not all that extra stuff.
And I bake bread, guys. Let me tell you something. It's not that difficult.
No.
If for
is.
a half hour's worth of work, you can throw 10 loaves out there, freeze a couple. It really and there's some that are 4 or 5 ingredients.
Yeah.
It's fun. My grandson loves it. Like he'll look at it and go, that looks weird, but then if he tastes it, he likes it. But I
Yeah.
even do that with pizza crust also. So it's
Pizza crust, pie crust, you can make that
Bricks.
dough and freeze it way ahead of time. Yeah.
Well, in the 60s, my dad was one of the first to bring pita bread into Chicago. So we were the child labor line, counting breads and packaging and all that stuff. Yeah, I can't go without bread.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bread guy. Every once in a while I'll go on a meat thing. It's meat and veggies. And then it's like, God, I need bread. I mean, it's like my body is like going, please.
Well, we have to remember that balance because carbohydrates give us energy and so you have to find that good balance.
Right. And I don't think bread flour, I don't honestly doesn't matter. I know a lot of people swear by bread flour. No. I mean, I've actually made bread.
We didn't have that back then. Oh my gosh.
Well, bread flour has been around for a long time, but I mean, I've tried it with buckwheat,
Yeah.
making bread out of buckwheat.
I mean, you can use any type of flour. I mean, you can use a tapioca
flour or
flour.
anything. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I mean, my grandmother, when she made in Brazil, I mean, there's no specialty,
Yeah.
just flour's flour.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do carbohydrates really break down into sugar?
Oh,
That's a good question.
that's a really good question.
Well, according to Lee's sugar and insulin levels, yes.
Well,
But-
yeah, according to the doctor says yes, but my pendulum says no.
Okay, let's see.
What are you specifically asking your pendulum though?
I'm asking if the carbohydrates actually break down into sugar.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with you, but I think what our body does is we're so used to storing processed things. I think our body does store it as sugar. When it's broken down, I gotta agree with you. I don't think it's actually carbohydrates and sugar. It's when our body stores it that it's changed into sugar.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes.
It is also Spirit is really
Yeah.
leaning on secret ingredients here. This is this processed stuff. It's the stuff that they're sneaking in and you're not paying attention to it.
Right. Well,
General,
good
just
question.
everyday carbs, no.
And
No.
if I can get back to the bread thing real quick, making bread, like I always like, I like to cook. Okay. And I always say, I always put a little bit of love in all my food. Well, I think, if you don't mind me saying intention, but I really do think when
Yes.
you prepare something with love, it comes out. So if you would just try
Yeah.
baking bread, like I said, give yourself an hour. If you've never done it before, find a video on YouTube. Just try making some bread.
Mhm.
You'll see how easy it is. And when you taste it, you're going to be like, wow. And listen, I get it. Like I go to a local bakery that there's 5 ingredients in their bread. I buy their bread every couple days if I'm not making it. But I know
Right.
it's wholesome. I know it. There's no bullshit in it. There's no nothing in it.
Exactly.
And it gets, and they actually use lard in theirs, which lard, if you're diabetic, any bread made with lard, actually, they had a study done on this that it slows down, it doesn't spike your sugar, if you will. Just kind of
Mhm.
like cream in your coffee. Natural cream doesn't spike your sugar, but sometimes the powdered stuff can spike the sugar, and it's because of the oils, really, how they convey it. But
So when
it
I
helps.
process, because I make my own bone broths and things like that, but if I'm processing multiple bones and carcasses, I boil it down for so long. But I always scrape and save. Now I can hear it now. People are going to go, "Ew, that's gross! All that fat." Scrape the tallow off
Yeah,
and put it up because it is so much better for
right.
you than all that stuff.
I
Do you
think I
go
have a
with
container of fat that I can use on things,
yeah.
but yeah,
Absolutely.
we don't. I don't
If I'm
use
sick,
lard,
if I
but I
get sick,
think
I do the brown broth. I do.
yeah, I think lard doesn't cause spoilage quickly. Is that true?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But
It
that
doesn't go as rancid as
right,
quickly as the
right. In
processed
fact,
stuff
the
does.
weird thing is they had to go to the state because their production and lard is a no as far
Yeah.
as
Mhm.
it's bad, the triglyceride. They had to go to the state and say, hey, we're grandfathered in here. You can't make us change our recipes. They literally had a court battle on this, no lie.
Yeah.
So think about
Yeah.
that. If they're trying to stop you from doing something, it's not, that's just it.
Funny thing
Yeah,
is, I had a worker. We were had a grocery store, but we made our food also there, and she was amazing at making tamales. And I said, "You can't put lard in the tamale masa." And she's
Uh-huh.
like, "What am I going to use?" I'm like, Crisco or whatever." But we can't, because if we're going to be saying all vegetarian or chicken, you cannot say there's lard in there.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And she freaked out, but you know what? It was the best tasting tamales ever because there was no lard in there. That was amazing. Sorry.
I'm very blessed until we can start raising animals that we live around Amish communities because if I need something, that's
Yeah.
where I would go.
Yeah.
Amish butter. I don't know what it is. It's phenomenal.
It's love.
Yeah.
It's a lot of love.
Lot of love.
Moving
All
on.
right. Here we go. Caroline. Okay. Question this morning. I seen a light in the sky only for a second. What was it?
On that note, I'm going to go grab Schneider.
Hi, Schneider.
Okay. Schneider boy.
Yeah, I'm getting you. You saw it. I don't know if there's a whole lot about it, but it's you saw it. That's all I can get past that. Maybe it's
Yeah,
off-world stuff. It's not for me.
Yeah, the only thing I
Um,
get it's like a glint off of metal is all I get.
Okay.
Interesting. I have the creator, but I also have the Tesla energy. Like, I wonder if it's like a spark of energy. And I pulled the strength card, like a burst in the ionosphere. You can see,
It felt
you know what I'm
kind
saying?
of quick. I would agree. It was there for a moment, but it felt quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I get its energy. I don't have an off-worlder or anything like that or portal. It just feels like energy, like just a quick spark, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything attached to it though. Like
Right. I didn't get anything like that.
Okay. Hi, Schneider.
Okay.
Woo!
Any remedies for extreme pain? Hemp.
Hemp. Any remedies for extreme pain?
Yeah, prayer works for me. Can pain outweigh my prayer? Yes.
Yeah.
But prayer works for me.
Yeah. Well, then while you guys are pulling that, ready, Schneider? Come here, baby. Come here. Here's what I wanted to do before Christmas. Ready?
Chicken.
There's 2.
Nice.
That always says I take away all his chickens. There's 3. Here's 4. Go ahead, make your noise.
Have a ball.
Okay.
5. Well, there's 6 in there.
So
Oh,
funny.
we just killed one.
Oh no. That's funny. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen real quick. Hemp. These are many uses. Take this off the screen real quick. So not just textiles, for, clothing or whatever. It can be used for so many different things, but if it's processed right. But remember, severe pain, you're going to lean more into the THC side of things. So
Right.
I don't recommend anybody starting with the CBDs that contain THC unless, especially if you work for someone that does drug testing, because that will show up.
Right.
So, but I highly recommend CBD oils for extreme pain.
And
Just make sure that the oils that you get or whatever you're smoking is not synthetic.
right.
Right.
And for those
Agreed.
who don't know this, okay, the stuff like our state allows medical marijuana. Okay, you can get a medical marijuana card. What you're getting is processed down a lot. In other words, it's a business now. They're making it this oil. If you're not getting the whole spectrum,
Yeah.
it like this with this hemp, it's not going to help you. It may a little bit, but it's not.
There are products. If you read into it, do some homework. They do have some called full spectrum, so you're getting all parts of it. But you really got to do your research before you dumping a lot of money, because some of those things are expensive.
Right, and there's something to do if it's heated, it can destroy a lot of that. If it's non-heated, cold, rolled, or I can't remember, but they don't tell you. There's a lot of information. It's gonna be like a rod. It's rough.
Yep. Agreed. Who's this feller?
Ooh.
Must be DHP.
Well, this feller has the rest of the questions. So welcome to DHP show. All right. I've missed his questions.
Me too.
I like this.
right.
I like this question. This is a nice one.
Bringing some good questions on my
raw
show.
onions or garlic. Raw onions or garlic help eliminate many diseases and illness for many people.
Yes,
I would say.
I get a strong yes on that.
definitely.
I don't have any
I get
anymore.
And
Keep the vampires away.
if I
Keep everybody away.
Yeah, if I could add to this, this is they're showing me like me rubbing my stomach. So there's a gut health. In other words, we talk about bacteria, and I don't know this. I'm just going by what I'm getting. But they're saying that it has a gut health benefit. If that's true, great. I'm just saying what I'm getting.
Yeah. They do have a remedy that you put garlic, onion, I believe it's honey, and I think turmeric, and you let it set for a while, and it's really good as a cold remedy or for any kind of illness.
Can I do one thing real quick? Hi. I just ate onions and garlic.
You sound Italian. Look at me, I'm going forward. I love the smell of garlic.
I love bread lozenge.
All right.
My
Yeah.
grandfather
So
smelled like onions and garlic. Truly,
Oh,
he'd
yeah.
eat them right out of the garden.
You know,
Eat
in our
garlic right out of the garden.
home, it's not food unless you smell garlic and onions in the kitchen.
oh,
Yeah.
I know it is for
Hey,
us
that's
too.
what he smelled
Um,
like.
So I pulled the death card, but they're really aiming my eyes at her foot, Shiva's foot on his stomach. So that
Nice.
it's helping the gut
Mhm.
and inflammatory stuff. See the flames?
Okay.
That's just what they tell me when I see whatever the deck is and what I'm saying. It's an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a
I've
portal,
never
Yeah.
mastered raw garlic, though. I should try.
What was that, Dennis?
and a portal opening.
Yes. Garlic is really easy and it's so hearty. You can leave it out through
Yeah.
the really rough winter.
It'll
It's
last
so hearty.
months.
It multiplies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It'll last months. Onions.
Yes.
We grow some. We just haven't found the right onion to grow ourselves. Like as far as the taste, some of them are just brutally strong. Some of them are like it doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah.
But we were trying to look for an heirloom, and I've been searching some of the local farms. Anyway, long story short, I do think a particular onion may benefit you more. Like, I'll be honest with you, purple onions look great. Does that mean they're more beneficial than others? I don't know. My
I
body,
eat more red onion than I eat any regular one. I love
Mhm.
Vidalia onions, but
Yeah.
I eat more red onions.
Yeah.
I do yellow onion. Yellow onion is what I use.
I think yellow's the most common.
Yeah.
In fact, you can grow onions right out of what you buy from the store, throw it in the
Yellow makes me
thing.
cry.
Yeah.
I used to say if you cried with onions, you were afraid of your mother-in-law.
Those purple onions, they're
An old wives'
super
tale.
strong to me. I think sometimes they ruin. Maybe it's just me. To me, sometimes like if I put it in there, it's like all we have is a purple onion. I'm like, first off, why is there a purple onion?
Mhm.
And
In the
it
house.
ruined many dishes for me because I was expecting a certain thing. I mean, that's just me. Some of you guys like that potent, out there, great, but I don't know which onion would be better for
Well,
anything.
Well,
I
a
know, like,
purple
meat.
red, I call it red onion. I do not cook with red onion. I
With
only eat it
salads.
in raw things, salads and things like that. It's
Mhm.
much better.
What are those long? I think they're called leeks. It's
Oh, I love leeks.
yeah. I put
Leeks.
a little salt
Mhm.
on those, and I can eat them raw. I
Yeah.
never
Oh,
thought
I've
I'd
never
do that. When I
tried
was a
that.
kid, I hated them, but
And then there's green onions, but
Yeah.
I've been noticing a lot of wild onions growing.
yeah, and that's where you get
Chives and green
chives.
onions.
Yeah,
That's one of my
that's the
favorites.
stems.
Yeah.
That's the stems from that. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lady
Yep.
who introduced me. Her husband only grew, I think it was called apple onion. It was like one of the sweetest onions that you could bite into
Yeah.
and not have that
Mhm.
taste of an onion.
Yeah.
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 There's so many different kinds.
Yeah, but I think it's like a mushroom. If you can get it in you, get it in you. Figure
Yeah.
out a way to mulch it up.
Mhm.
Can't hurt you, but
Yeah.
that gut health, I think, is very important. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Notice some plants have a beautiful smell. Would having some plants around for the smell alone be as potent as consuming it? Maybe not the same, but not far behind. Plants have so many beneficial things. Just having them, not only your atmosphere and the air that you breathe,
Mhm.
but yeah, the aroma, smelling lavender, things
Right.
like that. Absolutely, the aroma is amazing.
Right.
We buy the natural sleepy time bath stuff for the kids.
Aw.
Man, you can't after 2 minutes out of the tub, they're conked out. It's
Oh, lavender?
amazing. So yeah,
Yep.
the aroma is it's a huge part.
Yeah, and actually, uh, this maybe pull a card on this, but I think aromas like that, I think they actually have a health benefit for our heart. I don't understand why they're showing me.
Yeah.
the
Well, I
heart.
was going to say just plants alone or flowers is also aesthetically relaxing.
Okay, I'm
Just
getting a yes
looking at
on
them.
that. If you want
It's
to,
good for your moods.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But this heart isn't just like love and feeling. This is like bump 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 bump. It's the heart.
Yeah.
It just feels like it has a healthy thing, not so much emotional.
More like a circulation.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Okay, because
aroma.
I'm getting that it's more like expressing the love energy.
Yeah, see, to me, it's the beat. It's
More
not.
physical.
Yeah, yeah. And it's weird lately. A lot of things I'm getting through is like it's coming. They're coming through for me, and I'm trying to explain emotion, what
Yeah.
it feels to me.
Mhm.
Like, okay, if I'm okay. The other day I was getting something, and to me, I'm defining what it is, and I'm like, okay, I'm breathing hard. It's like, okay, wow, we missed that. It was like, whoosh. I don't understand this. I guess this is for me to try and help people. I have no idea.
Well, I saw this person who put a wallpaper up with certain types of flowers. I think it was some yellow, and it helped people bring out more of their emotion in a good way. Just to be in a room full of yellow, not even a real flower itself.
Okay.
Well, if you think about the colors, when you choose paint colors for your home,
Yes.
there are warm colors, bright colors, and they do affect your mood.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Interesting.
black colors.
I used to love my yellow kitchen. It was a beautiful yellow color that gave me energy. And my husband decided to make it a sage green. I never was happy in there.
Wow.
The color changed.
Rocco, you're right. This gives us energy.
Okay.
It does. Yeah. Flowers do something. They give your heart energy. It absolutely makes you motivate. It's a motivator. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And like I said, it's like okay, it's like an upbeat. It's not like my regular heartbeat. It's like a little bit higher. That's what it
Yeah.
feels like to me. Just almost a little bit of excitement, but in a good way. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, my wife.
Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
only.
let's reiterate that. We are not doctors.
Mhm.
Do your own homework. All right. Here we go. Are plants unique to our realm like a DNA? Also, do off-worlders steal our plants because they are that potent even to them? Good questions. All right.
Are plants unique to our?
I get yes to both.
Yeah. I don't know about. I think off-worlders who are here also benefit. I don't know if they're stealing it. Do you get it that they're stealing it?
Well, I mean, like they've taken them and they're trying to grow it. That's what it feels like to
Right.
me.
Um,
But yeah, I get a yes, and actually, I think there are very there are a few that are very toxic to some realms that we can like. Oh, hey, we'll roll in it, you know. But like for other realms, it almost feels like poison ivy. But overall, yes to everything. They're just showing me this. Like, there's a couple that are itching, and then there's a couple that are really having a struggle breathing. So for depending on the quote race or
mhm.
entities, it's very
Mhm.
few though, very few.
It's so
Um,
funny because I'm getting the second chakra. It's like it helps their security, calm them down.
Hmm. Well,
Good.
yeah, our plants are for us. This is for us.
Mm.
Have they taken them off world? Yep, they've come and got them, taken them away. Believe it or not, they're not doing it anymore, by the way. They think this is going to help them with spiritual ascension. The magician can represent ascension and having lots of power and authority, but
Yeah.
they're not doing it anymore. Boundaries have been set. All the negative off-worlders that were here have been removed, and there's quite a few species of them, but the negative ones are gone. We still have some good ones that are here. They blend in with us and are kind of stuck. We all have alien DNA in us, but the
Yes.
ones that were stealing it, that is not an issue anymore. But they really were trying to do it, but have not been successful.
Can I jump on this real quick? A yes or no? For some, it almost okay. The color doesn't exist in their realm or their world, and it's there's an effect on the around that color. Like they don't experience that color. Let's say their colors are mostly muted,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
the vibrancy of the color with that plant. Now, I think the ones that were being stolen, they were losing that vibrancy eventually, is what it feels like.
Probably.
But yeah, there's something with that color and
Mhm.
the vibration. It's almost like a light in the room, if you will.
It's I'm getting it's a yellow, more of the yellow.
Yeah,
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, you are correct. Those colors are only independent to here.
Okay.
yeah, they don't
Um,
last long.
They're all yellow. Look at that card. It's all yellow.
Yeah, it was all yellow.
It is. But here's another one. When they take them through a portal or whatever, which is also yellow, it
Mhm.
kills them. There's the death card.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it doesn't
They
feel like
can't. They can't maintain them.
sustain them. Yeah, they can't sustain them.
That's probably
Limited,
why I'm getting
limited.
the second shot. That was cool. That was pretty nice.
Wow. That's interesting. So Spirit says that they've tried to take them through the veil at nighttime,
Mhm.
thinking that that was an issue.
Right.
Nope. That still didn't work because that's hoodwink. They thought it would work, but that it was a trick. Nope.
Yeah.
Did not work. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of
There
get
we
like in certain realms, certain entities can't survive in our realm, and like we're in most cases we can thrive, but in very few we can't. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm
have
sure
a
the toxic.
before you work on DHP's next question, my question.
Okay.
They leave
Okay.
portals. Now, what we're learning is all the firmament stuff.
Mhm.
Can
Yeah.
an off-world leave the firmament, or are they within the firmament?
Within.
I'd say within. I think
I can-
because
I
we
can-
talked about this at one
Yeah.
time. It's like, well, I kept coming up with a firmament within the firmament, and the middle one was the
Right.
center one was more like the matrixy fake thing. But I think
Okay.
we're all like, if you look at the Milky Way, the galaxies, it's all under one
The
protective.
firmament, right?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the North Star, that's our center star. Okay. I think all portals come through that for our firmament, but I think it's a giant firmament. World is a firmament itself. Like, I mean, we might get into that a little more on Wednesday's show,
Yeah.
somewhat. But yeah, I got to agree with all of you. It's like, yeah, it's a firmament within a firmament, and it just see to me, it feels that North Star is what lets these portals. That's where it seems
Yeah.
like that energy comes from. Like when I see a portal, it always feels like it's drawn up, even though it's something from something to something. I think they all come from that North Star, or at least that direction, if you will, in the firmament.
Yeah,
So
and
would
I
that-
think portals, wormholes, whatever you want to call it, I think it's all the same energy base. Black holes, even any of those
Yeah.
transporting systems, I guess you could say.
Is still within the firmament.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I get.
So then,
Yeah.
if we're a multiverse, our multiverses have their own firmament.
Well,
Okay.
okay. Who's to say that our world isn't the quote origin of these portals that create these universes? Don't forget their realms, and do they have their own realm?
Mhm.
Yes, but was that realm created here or through this? The only thing I see when I feel that is, I feel we're the funnel down, but it feels
Yeah.
like everything stems out from
Well,
this area.
My
That's the best
opinion
I can
is
do.
if we're the original of creation from our God creator, we know that no other source can create except the creator.
Yeah.
But what if all those multiverses not a creation, but they were manipulated
Mhm.
like practice runs. They would take what we
Right.
have, turn it backwards or whatever, and then particleize souls and spirit and that kind of stuff. You go piece of you there, piece of you there, and it's like trial runs, NPCs on all of them. We don't really know,
Right.
Yeah.
but I
There's-
think it's more of a manipulation, not a creation.
I agree with that. There's a movie called Adjustment Bureau. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But in many cases, you could say that these are portals and they play out these different scenarios. Does that world exist for a time? I would say so, even though it's a possibility,
Yeah.
that they eventually fade. I think, but like I said, it's just if you think about portals and realms and dictating certain things, it's a unique premise for the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
There
Sorry,
we
guys.
go.
Off a
All
tangent.
right. Are city folks more bond to chemicals than our country folks more connected to Gaia due to the difference in plant consumption? My opinion, yes.
Yeah,
If
I'll agree with
country, because we moved from the city, we both grew up in the country. Then, as adults, most of our married life, we lived in the city. We were all so sick all the time. Now I'm back in the country. Don't have any health problems. I'm good. Being the connection to Gaia is so much stronger here, and the plants and everything is so much stronger in the country.
Yeah, and it's not just plants. I mean, the purpose of making all cement is to keep you away from nature, to get you in an angrier mood.
Yep.
So it lowers your frequency.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to say it lowers your frequency
Right.
completely.
Yeah, that's the difference.
All right. Is the cocoa leaf beneficial long term? South Americans chew it up like candy.
Oh yeah,
The cocoa leaf?
Yeah,
The cocoa bean?
no, it's a cocoa leaf. Because of the high altitude. I actually know this because when I was a kid, the priest would go to I think it was Peru every summer, and they give you a bag. You buy a bag of these coca leaves, and it helps you breathe in the thinner atmosphere.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's like he said first, it's like nasty, but it's like it seems second nature, and if you start feeling like you're breathing a little bit hard, you just kind of chew it, put it in your mouth, suck on it for a little bit. It supposedly helps oxygenate the body.
Yes, this is true for higher altitudes.
I wonder if it relaxes you so you don't have that stress of trying to breathe heavier. I wonder if it's like a anesthetic.
I don't think you're wrong. That's what it feels like. It feels like an effect. It doesn't feel harmful. I mean, I know that like people there, like what he would tell us is this is like a diet. It to them it's like how Americans would smoke in the 50s. They're just putting it
like chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
Like a chewing tobacco,
Yeah.
because it gets absorbed inside your gums.
Right. Even if they don't need it, but that's like when people that are not used to those altitudes, they need it to help them breathe. But yet for them, this is just like it's habit, and they just throw it in there.
Yeah. So apparently it helps, but I asked, what are there other benefits other than the altitude? It just in general, it makes you feel better. So the ACE, and then this is move out of troubled waters. You move away from feeling bad. It protects maybe your lungs.
Yeah.
Because I kept getting respiratory. They kept pushing on my chest.
Is this okay, right now I have this it's like they're showing me my stomach's flat, okay, which would be amazing, but this almost feels like an appetite suppressant. Helps you metabolize, helps you. It doesn't feel like just oxygen. It feels like
I think it's a dilator. I think like your lungs, your trachea, or anything, it just opens up to accept more. Maybe your stomach too. It's like a relaxant.
Yeah, good
Yes.
question.
And here's your wheel of fortune. So think about the wheel. This wheel is constantly going this way and then back. So maybe digestion. It's
Okay.
churning
Yeah.
back and forth.
I mean, all those pictures you used to show us, I never saw a fat one. Or someone my size, I should say, with man boobs. That's all.
They used to walk as far as
That's
they
right.
could.
I wasn't in a hover run. Sorry.
Okay. There are plants that are bad, 100% evil. They'll digest anything, even people. Are those plant alien hybrids?
Okay, so we're
Just
talking like
like Venus flytrap.
that's what it feels like to me.
They eat
Plants,
people. Feed me Seymour.
yeah.
I wonder. Well, I'm not familiar. Maybe is this like in the jungles, like in the Amazon rainforest kind of thing, or I don't know why it keeps coming to my head. Well, other than you telling
I
me
think
that.
it's an off-worlder.
Well, I keep thinking that maybe this is a Middle Earth thing.
Yeah. And honestly, the Venus flytraps that they came across early on were pretty damn big. They weren't like these little cute little things. Oh, it's gonna get a fly. No, it was like a tree.
Yeah,
So-
and they do secrete an acid that can break it down. But I really feel like it could have been a hybrid that came here. But I'm feeling it could be Middle Earth, but I'm feeling off-world, not of here.
I think it's a mix of both, Nadia.
Yeah.
But okay. Evil, the 100% evil is kind of throwing me
Yes.
a little bit because this is just their life. This is just
But I don't think it
I
exists.
don't tell you what to eat, kind of,
Yeah, but I don't think it exists here anymore. I'm seeing that it's gone.
It's still here.
Not
much.
Okay, so King of Swords. So there is truth to this. Okay, so this guy, so we're talking about just the evil stuff. Okay, they pushing water, water, water. And when I said what water, that's why I keep thinking the oceans beneath the oceans, because they kept saying Middle Earth, Middle Earth. Does that come from down of all the layers?
I got something real quick maybe to add to this. I think what the 100% evil is coming from is okay, this plant. Okay, let's not call it consciousness.
No, there's no consciousness to it.
This plant has to hunt. So there's some form of intelligence to it. It's not just sitting there waiting for shit to happen.
See, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing it's almost like the medulla, like I'm here. Medulla oblongata. I have to sit here. Something will come in, and I will grab it. It's like a reflex of that.
It's a low intelligence, but it's a conscious decision. I hate to use conscious. It's a decision that's made. There feels like it feels primal.
I think there is consciousness to this.
It feels very primal.
The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, look at the flowers. Yeah, there is a conscious effort. He's a hunter.
Yeah.
It's almost like, is it vines?
Okay.
They keep pushing me to look at these.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something about the vibration of the petals or something, but they act in a certain way where they attract things.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Not only that, if okay, let's say, okay, we go and hunt. Okay, like I said, there's a hunter aspect to this. If I can grow my limbs a little bit further, I'll be able to get a little more. It's a slow.
That's why I'm seeing vines.
Right, but it's slow. It's methodical. It understands its environment. It's very primal, but it's very deliberate. It feels.
Yeah, it's almost like setting the trap and just waiting for something to fall in it.
It's almost like a bait.
Yeah,
a bait.
Yes.
I'll like act pretty. I'll offer you something, but then comes in and it's like takes you down. Does that make sense?
If it wasn't in this particular place, it wouldn't get that food. So that's what I'm saying. This is that's why I feel it's a hunt. It's a conscious.
Yeah.
I got to go over here. Part of me got to be over there. Something.
Wow.
So it still exists on this planet right now. It still exists now.
Little shop.
Feed me Seymour.
Feed
Is it
me.
still on this earth? Okay.
Feed me.
I would not
And
put fertilizer on that.
Yeah. It feels like multiple Earths, but yes, doesn't feel like a ton.
I think, pardon the pun, they've been weeded out.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Roundup. They've been rounded up.
Yeah, rounded up. Yeah, they're still here, but they're not. I don't think that they're as abundant as they used to be because of weather, climate. That's what I saw when I first saw that card.
I got a really off.
But it's interesting. I drew this one that tells then they're telling me not on New Gaia, there won't be any of that.
There you go.
Any of what?
Human
Of the
eating.
nasty plants, human
Oh.
eating plants, those giant ones.
They're manivores.
Yeah, is I don't know. This sounds odd. Okay, they're kind of showing me if that plant was cut in half or whatever. Okay, whatever's oozing out is blue, and
Wow.
someone used this for a color like, oh, it's blue, and put it on their bodies, but not realizing that it was really toxic.
Like a dye or those poisonous
Yeah,
frogs. Don't lick
blue is a
those.
hard color to produce. The
Yeah.
Egyptians are the
Yeah.
first ones to produce. This feels old,
Yeah.
but they put that blue on their body, and it was toxic. Can you
Alien.
confirm that? I don't know why I'm getting shown that.
Alien blood.
I don't know. It just
Wow.
you know how like you cut an aloe plant, it's aloe. This blue that's inside these kind of man-eating plants, or if you will.
So almost act like a toxic blood chemical, something like that.
Yeah, to them it was blue when they smeared it on them in ceremonies.
Wow. I
Hurting them.
started to shuffle the cards, and one card went, and I picked it up.
What you got?
It's Blue Shiva, and it's the death card.
Wow.
The blue blood causes death.
All glory and honor.
Okay. Jen, I have to ask this one question, and this is kind of crazy. You know, like lower part of Kentucky, they're blue people, right? And maybe Mammoth Caves or whatever. Is that where that plant is? And I heard there's a lot of silver there.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I think that's what causes the blueness.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you have to be careful when you go in to these places. It can make you sick. Wow. I asked about silver as well. So the first one was on the plants. The second one's on the silver. Yes, there's still some there, but most has been stolen.
Yeah, but I think that was causing the blue color. Interesting.
Oh. Well, next time you come visit Kentucky, don't worry. We won't walk the land without a chainsaw or machete, so it'll be all right. We'll chop something down.
Yeah, anything that bleeds blue, we will run away from it.
There you go.
Bring your hockey mask.
Good thing I don't have close neighbors. I won't freak anybody else out. All right. I'm going to scare the deer. All right. DHP, last question. Speaking of organic, this reminds me of Cabbage Patch Baby. Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
Are organic veggies mixed with Cabbage Patch DNA strain? Wow.
Ugh. They're saying you have to walk away from that mentality.
Yeah.
Some did, but not all. Yeah. Hate to hear that one.
Yeah, I immediately get a rephrase. That's like can, but not necessarily all.
Yeah.
It looks like there's some things I think it's going to depend on a manufacturer who makes it,
Right.
where it's been processed. Some still hold on to some of that,
Right.
but for the most part, boundaries have been set, and we've started something new. So no, I wouldn't think. Probably depends on company and what part of the world. Yeah, 10 of Wands, that's been wrapped up. Wow. I pulled another one and I said, well, um, what do we have now? What are they claiming is organic? But this to me, they're making it in a lab. They're still
Yeah.
making it in a lab. It's not organic.
There was something I did see last night that they are making more vegetables and meats in labs
Oh yeah.
still. And is it because there's going to be a food shortage? Is that the replicator?
Well, I thought they were trying to
I
convince
am
us that we
getting a
all need to
yes.
start eating bugs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they want to hoard all the steak for themselves and make us eat bugs. We'll see.
But is that what are the new people doing replicators because
Yeah.
of the food shortage instead of making us eat bugs and whatever blood they want us to eat?
I'm getting yes on replicators.
Yeah.
And I noticed your name.
Replicators, yes.
Nadia?
No, Dennis's name.
Yohanan?
Johanna.
You should
I'm not
write
gonna,
sorry, Jen.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about food shortage, not to the degree that they wanted. Now they can still have an effect on it. We just need to be patient. We're going to win. We've already won that victory. So we're not, we're going to be fine. The 10 of Pentacles is about abundance for generations. So I think
Yeah.
we're going to be just fine. There's going to probably be a hot spots hit and miss, just like during 2020 when there were certain things not on the shelf. It's not going to be overall shelves are bare, that kind of thing.
Like Katrina, I saw Windex at my Walmart yesterday. I didn't have a chance to go look at pepperoni though. She was asking yesterday, there weren't any on the shelves. Okay, one more question on replicators. Okay, Walmart has very reasonable prices for eggs, dozen of eggs. I have a feeling they're coming from China. Are they replicators?
If you can find them, we don't have eggs around here.
Well,
Walmart has no eggs.
Really?
They're yeah.
Are they replicator good or are they manufactured bad eggs? I've seen the consistency of them.
Doesn't everything coming from China come by ship?
Yes.
And
Should,
they're having
yeah.
a problem with the shipping right
Industry.
now. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting the eggs, and if I boil them, they don't have the right consistency. And if we fry them, it feels like there's more water in them. I don't
Some
understand.
eggs that are coming out are actually plastic, so you have to be very
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. They look plastic.
I haven't noticed that in my area, just so you know. Bacon? Yeah, bacon has been weird. I honestly can tell, like, if I see it, I can see a color that I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something
maybe they took away the color from it
Well-
because a lot of places have been enhanced. King, you also know, you remember how many times I've eaten replicator steaks, not happy with it. I've learned that if I want a ribeye, I have to have the bone in because I don't think they've replicated bone yet.
I like it. I like it.
Now I order bone.
Bring the
Yeah.
bone. I said bone. Bring it.
I want the bone, yes.
So
Garlic, lots
some
of
the
garlic.
eggs, some of the eggs, China, yes, they're still coming from them. They're holding on to that deal, but most of that has been changed. That could explain the shortage. Like Michael said, with shortages on the shipping and stuff, something
Yeah.
has greatly changed. Yeah, this has wrapped it up. I think we're going to enjoy. We're going to be going back to our own farms.
Yeah, farm
Farmers
to
are
We
really-
get our eggs from a farmer.
See, I want chickens,
Good,
and the wife
good.
said no. I'm
You
still
should get quails. Quails, they're easier to take care of. They're smaller eggs, but
He wasn't much of a vice president.
I live in Pennsylvania. Okay, we have fleas and ticks. They'll eat forever.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Wow. Yeah. So Spirit's recommending to everybody. So what should we do? Chickens, vegetables. Will work very hard. Get your own. Make your own
Make
if
your
you
own.
can.
All right. I gotta cut this clip so you know. Show it to my
Oh,
wife.
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
to get your own.
It says
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
where we are
Donna,
living
you
now,
heard it here first. You are
Yes.
to get and harvest and get your own chickens. Yep.
yeah, here in our neighborhood, we can't even grow a fruit tree. So
Well,
I can't imagine us being allowed to have chickens.
I have a thought process on that. I honestly think Chicago, the land, is an Indian curse. Just in general.
Well,
I mean,
Isn't
commerce.
it that they live on a, what do they call that? Like I don't know, I forgot what they call it, like a union area where you have certain laws that you can do what you can do on your land. We can't even put a fence
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, but I mean the land.
You have
to me
HOAs.
The
Yeah,
land
yes.
to me feels like a very ancient land, and it was taken as a travel way, and the Indians didn't like it, and they cursed that land. I mean, that I don't know if that curse was, it didn't stop commerce, but the land seems to be cursed. That's just
Hopefully us shamans growing are going to reverse that and bless the land and reverse that curse.
yeah.
I
Hopefully.
really believe we can
Absolutely.
do that. I think that's
DHP,
why
if you
I
steal
have to stay
chickens,
here.
you know you're gonna be really good at it if you can do it silently. Just saying. That is
Silent
a tough
chickens?
job. Steal chickens and do it quietly. You can't do no. If he said steal the chickens, I said if you
Yeah.
can do it silently, you're
Well,
successful.
You know what?
have to be clever like a fox.
I think
It's
we
almost-
should walk around with
It's
one
true.
of Schneider's squeaky toys for like a week or two before we go in and squeak.
There
Grab
you
There
go.
you go.
There you go.
and the people will be like,
Get you a big chicken
"Someone got
suit.
that damn chicken again."
Um, louder than stealing chickens is stealing a pig.
Yeah,
They're super loud if you want to steal them.
The smell, you'd be caught. Just they'd follow the trail of the smell. So yeah.
I like that plan though, Jay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Look, that was the last of the questions. I'm going to do some oracles, but I wanted to let you guys know that they went to the library yesterday and got new books. So
Story time.
they got some cute ones.
Okay,
And there's
I have
one
a-
about a worm who's a
Ooh.
wizard. So
Oh,
we've
there you
already
go.
named that
Wizard.
critter. So
I like it.
was a weasel, now a worm. So I just want to say, for us not really being prepared on what we were going to talk about today, we did pretty well.
We did.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to tell you, I had nothing on this. Zip. I was forcing myself
it's all right.
to find stuff, and it was like, no.
And then
No, it's
second,
totally fine.
anybody who wants to watch this program again, wait at least 24 hours when the live chat comes on. There was some really good information on the live chat regarding cilantro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing
And
to.
I forget it was what it was two. Was it 2 or 3 roundtables ago?
You
that
being Hebrew there, Dennis?
that was doing that? Yeah, you all right? You all right, Shem? But yeah, the stuff in the chat, they were giving all kind of stuff on everything. That's when the Castor Royal came up and everything like that. But
Absolutely.
can we do a real quick? Can we get a yes or no if the land was cursed by Indians?
What?
If you don't mind. Yeah.
Well,
Chicago.
Dragonfly 17 said Chicago, Israel, Old World map. Right.
Yeah.
I'm back in Israel, Palestine. Okay.
I'm getting a yes.
Chicago,
I
cursed
don't know.
by the Indians.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, I get a strong yes.
I'm getting a yes. I don't know what tribe.
I don't think it was only Chicago, though.
But no, I'm just saying this. No, it's not. But this just feels very old. I don't know. It feels like a vicious curse. In other words, like I'm just gonna say this is kind of what I feel like. You'll end up eating your own, just like a nasty, like they're cursing that the people on that land that you'll be so hungry you'll eat your own. That's this kind of energy that I feel.
Well, that's probably what the intention was in the first place, whoever did the underground tunnels. However, I'm getting things should be reversed, but I think they have to reverse the water of Chicago because they actually made the water go the opposite way.
This really feels, I think, heart. I think I don't think you're wrong, but this feels really heart. Something's got to change. Heart, emotionally, people.
Yeah.
Outlook, perception. I don't know. I don't know.
Was it the Blackhawks that put the curse on?
Did you get anything on that, Jen? I'll go with the Blackhawk real quick.
I get a yes.
I got a yes on that too. Okay, did any others curse them?
I get Osage also.
Yeah, I think it's a couple tribes. Yeah, it almost feels like a domino. One cursed the other. Said, "Yeah, you're right. Let's curse them too."
Yeah,
it feels multiple.
You're correct, but the position of which they were at when they did it is interesting as well. There's more. First of all, there's more to it. There's more secrets to this than people are realizing. There's more to the story.
Yeah.
No, they literally stood out. This Knight of Cups is tread lightly because he stands outside the city. He doesn't even cross. So they waited till they got outside the city.
Okay,
and then there's the emperors. All of the leaders, so the emperors, got together and said, nope. And so anybody that goes, this is down and out, really terrible issues. Don't feel like you belong there. But here's the thing. Current shamans are going to reverse this, and it'll happen quite quickly. They're going to overcome. But I think you're right, Nadia. See the water, the chariots tromping through the water on this.
Mm-hmm.
This is good versus evil. You're going to have to look at the water. Look at all the natural things they messed with Gaia.
To me, I'm kind of getting a yes on Dakotas, not Lakota, not the tribe.
No, I'm actually
Dakotas, like in the States.
As in the state, that's whoever occupied that land. That's where that curse kind of came from.
Actually, I got another one.
That would be the Lakotas.
Well, regardless, I'm just
saying, it's funny because my past life I was a Lakota, so that's awesome.
I've been needing to talk to you about that too.
Yeah,
that's why I'm still barefoot.
And your car warranty is getting ready to expire too. So
the car is also.
It's a double whammy.
I have a 3-card spread I'd like to know about, John.
Okay.
Well, okay, let me do this one real quick. So I wonder if the Lakota owned it or occupied the majority of that area at the time.
Feels like they traveled through it like for hunting.
This shows me they were all happy. Everything was fine. And then they got tricked, hoodwinked, and now it's all crap because the Wheel of Fortune.
This isn't specifically for the white man. Like the land is cursed because of who was using it or whoever uses it. That's what it feels like.
All right.
Okay.
The actions taken by the people. This is deep state.
Yeah.
It's Hierophant. So that's deep state.
Yep. Can I ask a 3-card spread? Was the curse put from Milwaukee?
I'm getting a very soft yes. It's not crossing. But
there's a mound there.
It feels like it's the same people.
Yeah.
Okay. When I say same people, I just got a yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is old. This isn't like when the Iroquois and this and that. This was old. Like they cursed other natives.
Yeah,
in Chicago.
I agree. I think this is before even the English settlers came.
Yeah. This nothing to do with the white man.
Yeah.
No, but I'm getting the curse was placed on a mound in Milwaukee for some reason.
Pitcher's mound.
Okay, lover's card. Now they're focusing on the mound. Okay, this is contractual as well, but there's something. It was someone's wish to have this, and this is thief, liar, and it was their wish to take it.
Hey,
But it's with the lover's card as confirmation as a major arcana that yes, that was Milwaukee was a huge part of that. But there's still a lot more to this.
this
Interesting.
seemed like a long time. Yeah, interesting. That might be another dive sometime.
Since you were talking about curse, I'd like to do a correction on something that I said on Friday. I didn't mean to have any bad intention on it when I said it. So I just want to clarify it. I never put bad intention on anything. But what I meant when I was talking about curse and Americans don't feel it, I was meaning other countries have their culture where, like, for example, Mexico knows their great grandfather had a curse put on them, or in India or whatever. But us here, most of us don't know where our heritage came from to know if there was a curse put upon them. I just wanted to clarify that I said Americans don't understand it, but it's not for the reason of being American. It's being a reason. Quit putting curses on me, Jay.
I'm blessing you with coffee water. Okay,
I would.
it's not going.
I would-
I'm giving you blessings.
Okay,
He's not
good. That's
on
an
the wall.
orange, actually.
I
Giving
would
you
say
the evil eye.
it's a matter of your spiritual connection. I'd say the majority of everyone here is probably dug a whole lot deeper than a normal everyday NPC or something like that. I have certainly have.
Right.
But we're more apt to look into things like that to be
Yeah.
able to correct it or make amends with that than the normal everyday people, the normies. You know what I'm saying?
I think it came out wrong, and I didn't want to.
I don't think it did. I mean,
You didn't
I
have a bad
understand what
intention.
you're saying, but I don't think it did.
Okay.
If
you're
it did,
forgiven
next
anyway.
time Rocco's going to bring his coffee mug. He'll give you a little tip.
Yep. So
I like the coffee blessings. Actually, that's orange prana.
well,
cleansing.
it's from the heart. You know, that's all that matters. It's from the
Thank
heart.
you.
There you go.
Thank you for blessing me,
All
Jerry.
right.
I have my little mold in there from the heart too.
And hopefully, I'll have my hair cut by the next show. It's really starting to
All
bother
right,
me.
we
again.
can handle bedhead. It's all
Yeah.
right.
Oh no, it's like there's like weird curls out of the top of my head. I think they're communicating with each other. I don't know. It's
It's okay.
You can grow it
I looked
long
in the
like
mirror and
mine.
I was like, "What is that?"
I think he has that human-eating
But
plant
it was
under
like-
that hat.
I thought it might be distracting if someone, as I'm talking, would be like a nail in my head. What's up with Jay's head?
It's
Gabrielle.
funny. When I worked for a pediatrician, people would walk in and say, "Nadia, you're having a bad day," and I'd say, "Why do you say that?" They're like, "You could tell by your hair.
Your
It
hair
just went
is
anywhere it
fierce.
was going."
Yeah, I don't have to worry
Gabrielle.
about that.
Gabrielle, she's had her hair short for quite a while, and she's growing it back now. So it's at that stage where it just does this.
Yeah.
So she just wears a beanie on her head. It's whatever. But and by the way, thanks to everybody who sent her birthday wishes and little man.
Mhm.
We didn't do anything fancy, but it was. I'm done. I'm out of hot air for balloons, and don't want to see another cake. I don't
Yeah.
want. Nope. I'm
Just
done
let
singing
me
that
plant
song.
this seed. Let me plant this seed. Birthday pie. Okay, birthday pie. I'm not a person that gets birthday cake. I get pie. Pie is a lot more
If
reasonable.
I had family members that would eat pie, that'd be great. But they're
Cupcake,
not. Lee and I are the pie eaters.
Really see pie. Maybe turnovers. I don't know.
I think
But-
for me, anything sweet.
Something fruity
Oh,
with a hint
I'll eat it.
of, for our chakras, a hint of spearmint. I don't know.
I think next time I'm just gonna buy a box of Little Debbie's, take them out, and start throwing them.
Ooh, there you
There
go.
you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So did Gabriella's theme, was it still beep beep that was still hanging on the walls?
No. I have to start all over. You take those down, and then you put up a new set. Hers is a show that she loves. It's called The Last of Us. It's kind of an apocalyptic show. She loves it,
I've
and
heard about it. Oh,
yeah,
Karen, I'm
so
with you.
that's what
Help
her
her turn over.
Before you do the oracles, next Wednesday we're gonna have DHP. Ladies, he's nice.
Yep.
He's good looking. I'm just gonna might want to tune in. He's a good looking guy. I can
We see him on Thursdays.
You know what I mean? But no, he's a really good looking guy. Honestly,
He's a looker.
We've had many sneak peeks in tarot class. We've seen him enough.
okay,
yeah.
so get in and see him smile and all those things. Come on in. I'm not a draw. I mean, Dennis's hair, yes. Nadia. I'm just kind of a guy with a hat on a mushroom head, so it's okay.
Dennis and his
Well, we like your mushroom head.
the mustache.
We've been meaning to talk
goodness.
to you about your mushroom head.
Yes, exactly. And your expiration.
All right, guys.
Handicap
Great
I'm
show.
a solid 5, okay, in the handicap.
What are we doing on Friday? Anybody know?
What do we usually do on Friday?
We're winging it.
Where are we going?
Potpourri.
It's
Where are we
potpourri.
Where are we going? We going to King or are we going to staying at Jen?
Well, I'll take the host. I've already got it
He's
up.
got it.
Okay,
Okay.
can I ask a
He's
quick
already got
question?
it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm?
Like I can't load email addresses into StreamYard. So do I just copy and paste emails and that's how you do it? Or could you guys actually have emails loaded?
There's 3 little dots beside the thing, and it'll say invite guests, and it'll say copy
Yeah.
the link, and then you start compose an email, put whoever you want, and then just right click paste the link, and it'll show up.
Okay, yeah. See, it won't do that for
Am I
me.
gonna have
It
to walk
won't
you
bring
through
up
this?
email addresses. I don't know why. I'm working on it. It's for me.
If
It's
you've
like
used them enough,
You can, when you hit edit, no, not edit, but invite people on the 3 dots, you click on that
Yeah.
and you're getting a copy of that link.
okay.
But when you go into your email account, you have to have
Mhm.
the email addresses
Okay.
in your
Yeah.
contact list.
Okay.
And then you put it at 2 and then each one. And then down at the bottom where you put the body of the message, that's where you put your link.
All right, I'll work on it. Right now, this feels
Yeah.
like bamboo shoots under my fingernails. This feels like torture.
That's what we're here for.
it's not as complicated as you think.
My head
Mine,
went to a snap and fly.
mine. I guess I do mine. Mine is done so often. It suggests like if I send it to you guys, I'll go Dennis, Nadia, and it goes, would you like to send this to Rocco too? And I'm like, yes, I do, of course.
Yes,
So
It
then
won't let me do
automatically
that. That's what
carries-
I'm saying. It won't let me do that. I've hit the 3 dots. To me, it's like the 3 stones in what was that bad movie? How you wipe your butt in
Yeah. Wasn't that Rock
Yeah,
Sylvester Stallone?
No, I don't.
just
All
start
right.
juggling them.
Exactly.
First of all, Johanna, I've been to the Jordan River. It's actually like a trinkle. It's not even a river anymore.
Really?
That's very, very dried out. And
So
I
John
will
the Baptist would have a hard time baptizing nowadays.
in that river for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. I'll be listening. Love you all.
I love you. I'm going to stick around for the oracles. I don't get to do it all the time, but I can.
Oh, you want
Okay.
us to watch? Okay, we'll watch.
I'll watch it. It's okay. You don't have to.
I'll mute. I'll listen.
You're fine. All right, we're gonna do Angel of Abundance. And
Just
before
call
I
me
read-
Angel. I'm sorry.
Of the
I'll mute.
Lord.
There you go. Tomorrow, 1:00, tarot class starts back up. So watch for your emails if you're a part of that. And then Friday, King is going to host our potpourri roundtable. And King, you got a private one or a like solo show tomorrow?
Yeah, I do. At 2:00 usual time. Well, Pacific time.
Okay. All righty. Angel of Abundance. I laughed at this today because I said I needed a vacation from my vacation. It says quiet retreat. Time for a quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. All right. Who's our archangel today? One that I can't pronounce. Archangel Bahokipi Kokapamta. Bok pie?
Bok pie. Bok
Is that
pie.
bok pie? Bok pie?
Bokpi.
Bok pie.
Bok pie.
Bocephus for the country
Okay.
fans.
Yeah, there you go. Bull Cephas.
Okay. It is time to fly. Listen to your intuition. Choosing this card reminds you to look at yourself, your patterns, and your behavior. Are you squawking like a gull, or are you singing with joy like a song thrush? Do you rise above life's challenges and see them with enlightened eyes like an eagle? Or do you focus on your vision like a heron and act when the universe sends you a sign? Ask Archangel Bakpi, to bring birds to you that will show you the qualities you need to explore. All right. Are we going to have birds singing to them now? Okay. Our
Do they have
Sacred Forest
dogs
Oracle.
barking?
Do we have what?
Do we have any for dogs barking?
Dogs barking? Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
They have
We do
CBD for
have-
dogs
Temperance. That's the teach you temperance. Try 4.
or CBD for dogs.
Did you pray for patience again? Okay. All right. Sacred Forest, we have the bee spirit, and that's about prosperity. The sweet abundance of the universe is flowing into your life. However, you need to take action and perhaps join with others to align with the frequency of your dreams. Believe that you deserve and your goal will unfold. And I believe this year is going to be amazing. We're going to manifest it.
Oh, yes, we are.
All right. Okay, chakras. The first one is creation. We have creation. Letting go of old ideas and allowing new growth are primary now. The mission you have been on may be complete. A new dawn is coming, and it is time to open yourself to divine inspiration. The message here is to let go. You no longer need to be the warrior. I got to stop fighting people. Okay.
Thank you.
Second one,
What else am I going to do?
despondence. Yeah, despondence. All right. You have all the answers you need within. This card may indicate an emotional tie that no longer serves you. Remember, how you relate to the issue is the issue. Obstacles are removed when you change your relationship to them. And this is a great one to end on. We have joy. Absolutely. Remember to have joy. The vibrational energy is walking on air. A pure essence of joy comes through detachment. Daisy yellow brings joy, but does not experience it. Its purpose is to radiate what is inside. This powerful energy moves your projects forward. It is too detached to be creative, but will draw in assistance necessary to further your goals. So be happy. We going places.
I prefer walking on sunshine.
Whoa.
Here we go. Here we're going to start karaoke already.
I think we should
All
have
right.
a bad singing night. I really do. I can do a little Elvis very badly. I can do a whole lot of
Waitress in a
things very
cocktail
badly.
bar.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's Elvis Presley mixed with Darth Vader. You know, it's it's an acquired taste.
Okay.
Elvis has
All
left
right.
the building.
Exactly.
To get an
Sounds
oxygen.
interesting. All right. That's
All right,
it, guys.
Love you.
Great show. I
Thank you.
love all ya. Love
Love
ya.
ya.
See you Friday.
Lava
All
ya.
right.
See you Friday.
Love ya. All right, darling. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Blessings, y'all. It don't want